Joe. That ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Stop this boy.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch waggle, help baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis Powell.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Sitting next to the man himself, I'm T-Bone. This is Tyvis Powell, a traveler of many a freeway, a guy who last night played 4 consecutive basketball games, then watched an abomination of a basketball game with the Cavs. You had, what, an 18-hour day yesterday? How you feeling?
You know, I am feeling, my body is a little sore. Obviously, this is the first time I played basketball since I had my Kobe Bryant-esque performance. So it's been a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Last night, I will tell you that.
Does that mean you didn't pass to anybody?
No,
you
no,
just shot the ball like 100 times?
Yes,
to
but
get 25 points?
It was the rate that I was making shots. It was the way that I was hitting turnaround fades and how I was finishing at the cup. Last night, that was not the case. I looked like a regular Joe Schmo out there on that court. It was not great. I mean,
sorry,
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either.
For those who don't know, when Tyvis leaves here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he drives up to Cleveland, or will. I mean, yesterday you did it the first time.
Yes.
Drove up to Cleveland to do the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show up there with a bunch of guys who have hosted sports radio and TV up there for years.
Yes.
And then you're supposed to be on at 11, and I saw a text from you at 10:30 in the morning that said, I'm stuck in traffic, and it was dead stop. You were in Park on the freeway on 71.
Part. Yes. It's anybody that was traveling in that Ashland area. Like once you pass Ashland, it was a huge backup. Some semi-truck, I don't know what happened to it. Something happened to it to the fact that it caused it to close 2 lanes down.
Oh, man.
So it turned into a 1-lane highway, and it was just like a million cars in front of me. And, yeah, so it caused me to be an hour and 5 minutes late to the Cleveland show. But I got there. We still had a good show. You know, things was great. On my way back home, it was still backed up. So I consider myself lucky.
Jeez. Yeah, you're right. Only an hour backup for you when it could have been like hours and hours on it. If I were you, I would have just hit the Go Aces there in Ashland and turned around and said, I'm going to go to the Grandpa's Cheese Barn. I'm going to get the Go Aces with all the different food options, and then right back home. Sorry, it didn't work out today. We'll try again on Thursday.
Yeah, but I had other arrangements.
Okay, all right.
I'm thinking about getting my hair transplant, so I had to meet with some people in Cleveland. I have to meet with some people today. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you're scoping it out.
Yeah. You know, so I can come and tell the world about when I don't have to wear a hat anymore.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. See now. Can we get a group rate on that? Because mine is long. I mean,
you want to make a comeback?
Not really, but if there's an option to get it cheaper, I would think about it. No, I haven't had hair. I mean, I had this hairline, which you can't see because I too today am wearing a hat. I wear my crew hat. Crew are in Montreal tonight.
Yeah, you don't ever really wear hats on.
No, but I'll wear them on occasion just to support my teams.
You've accepted the fact that you're bald, and
look at my face. I look like Santa Claus on vacation. Like I've just got I'm fat. I'm jolly sometimes. I have the gray hair all in the beard. I haven't grown it out, but
have you ever thought about growing it out?
Oh, as a retirement plan, 100%. It's going to get grown out, and then you'll see me. Oh, hello, ho ho ho! Like every December, you'll see me at a mall.
Hey,
that'll be how I make some money at the end of the career. Just go out there and what do you want for Christmas, little Johnny? That's what I'll be.
Actually, not a bad gig. It actually does kind of fit you a little bit.
Those guys get paid.
I'm sure they do.
I saw a documentary about this where it's like competitive because if you go to the big malls, you get lots of money. You get treated like royalty. Now, if you're not that good as a Santa Claus, then you head out to the sticks. We all know the real Santa Claus doesn't come down until the 24th. Overnight, he's doing his thing. But meanwhile, he's got his minions out there.
Yeah.
And that's what, I might someday help fill. I might be in that role. I'm already conditioned for it.
Due to the fact that I refuse to gain any more weight, there will not be a black Santa for me.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, because I'm not getting.
Why can't you be athletic, fit, black Santa Claus?
There's no
What's
such,
wrong with that?
That's no.
Who says?
No.
Who says?
You want to?
He gives the children
You
like.
want the guy with the belly, with the beer belly.
Of course, but you could also show up and be the guy who's like, kids, have you ever thought about not eating bread? Have you ever? Who wants cookies, right?
So
just spoil their Christmas.
So they could throw things.
Here's some celery sticks and a, I don't know, workout video from Denise Austin.
Just give them a lump of coal, too, while we at it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels in here when you're like, I don't eat bread. And it's like, well, the bread's great. Have some bread, Tyvis. You'd be very... Yesterday, I think I completed an accomplishment I didn't even mean to attempt when it comes to food. I was on the way home from here, and I thought, you know what? That breakfast crunch wrap is calling my name from Taco Bell.
Okay.
So I pulled into Taco Bell. I got a breakfast crunch wrap with the bacon, cheese, the egg, the hash brown is great. I was thinking of you as I was eating it because I know you love those too.
Pretty good.
You deny your love of it so you can stay in shape.
That's not true.
I got a second one just for you. No. So I leave there, and Bodie, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Then I go the rest of the day, don't have anything to eat. We're running around, taking the kids everywhere. We had a makeup soccer game because of rain, all that stuff. And I have like a half an hour to grab some dinner for myself because I've dropped one kid off. My wife's dropping other kids off. And I'm like, I'll just go grab a bite to eat. I pulled in Taco Bell without even thinking. And then last night I was going to bed. I'm like, I think I ate a complete day of only Taco Bell. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. I've definitely had it twice in a day, but I've never only had Taco Bell. The only food that had ever entered my body yesterday, all of it came from Taco Bell. That's a first for me. A new low and a new high.
How do you feel today?
Great. I took a 3-hour nap yesterday. I feel awesome.
Listen, when you go to the bathroom today, it's going to be...
No.
Ooh-wee.
It's fine. This thing, Bill, listen, you conditioned yourself to tackle people, to lift weights, and all the stuff you did to play football. My body is ready for this. I'm built different. That's what I do.
We'll see.
Like that. You know who's not built different? The Cavs.
No,
they
not.
are built out of the same thing they've been built out of the last 2.5 years, and that is matchsticks and gasoline when it comes to the playoffs. They just ignite instantly.
You say it at night. People are calling them wet Charmin.
Softer than soft. SAWFT.
Yeah.
Soft. Yes.
The performance was so bad because they came out with it and played with the energy that I'm like, all right, this is kind of how I expected it to go. They go up big, the crowd's behind them. But then as they started to wind down the second quarter, that's when it just like the Pacers just turned into another gear. And this has been the thing with the Cavs this year. It was alarming during the regular season, but we pointed it out a couple of times, but we never harped on it. It's the fact that the Cavs can go 7 to 8 minutes without scoring a bucket. That just makes no sense to me.
No.
And last night it happened like 3 times where they just went like a long period of time without scoring a bucket. And then the Pacers just kind of took their souls from them where they just don't play with that passion like they once did. And the thing that confuses me the most is how can you be on paper one of the best offensive teams of all time and then get to the playoffs and not do any of the things that you did offensively? Like, when you thought about the Cavs this year, it was like Spurs basketball. They swung the ball around, kept guys in motion, found the open man. It was the next man. Next pass was to the next guy. He was wide open. And then you see this in the playoffs, and it just turns into one person gets the ball. He may pass it or he may not. Like that. And you get the results that you get. So it's just like the Pacers completely took them out of their game plan. Everybody want to call them soft. I agree. Miles Turner and Thomas Bryant comes off.
Thomas Bryant killed you last night. Thomas Bryant is hitting corner threes and driving to the lane and like screaming at Cavs fans.
Siakam had a game. Tyrese Halliburton had a great game.
Pascal Siakam has been heard of before this series. Like Thomas Bryant coming off the bench giving you. It was just like 9 points, but they were all right in that stretch where I think they went on, the 21-2 run? God, it was terrible.
It's one of those things that when you looked at this series, when this series first started, you'd always go, okay, who's the top 5 players in this series? You would probably say Evan or Donovan, Evan, maybe Tyrese, or you can go Darius. But the fact of the and then probably Siakam. So you would say the Cavs had 3 of the 5 best players.
Yeah.
And the fact that they lost blows my mind. I don't know if we overrated the Cavs roster or they just didn't show up. Like that, I can't figure that part out. I know injuries is a part, and a lot of people are on the blow it up. Like, you can't keep doing this. And I hear you, but like, I don't know. The Cavs have put themselves in a position where they've signed all these contracts. They're a couple of million in the second apron. So like, there's not a lot of moves that they can really make, to really change this roster up.
Yeah. There are so many ways to go with this. And I will tell you, I looked up to see exactly how much the core 4 are making. It's
Alarming,
the options for next year of, like, let's say you wanted to move a guy, are not great.
Yeah.
We'll talk about where can the Cavs go from here. I'm with you that I didn't think they would lose this series, but if you were going to tell me they lost, I would have said, okay, then it was a Game 7, and it was like Tyrese Halliburton went and did something crazy in that Game 7 that you just say, well, you tip your cap. The Cavs must have played great and just got beat by a better team. That's not what happened in this series. So they do have to pick up the pieces and think about it. We'll talk about what their options are next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, good morning and happy Wednesday to you. Pretty calm and collected as you're stepping out the door this morning. 33 westbound on the southeast side looking fantastic. 71 coming into downtown. No delays or accidents to report as of now. And 70 eastbound from West Jefferson looking great. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if erectile dysfunction is making for a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get the care you deserve. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose to demonstrate to you the amazing effectiveness of our treatments. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a Big Gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes!
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
May I have your attention for some important programming news? Whew. Sorry. T-Bone and Tyvis are hosting mornings, weekdays at 6. That means Common Man and Timmy will share Bro Love at 3. My thoughts exactly. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens. A few showers around early today and then some pop-up showers and storms this afternoon as we hit the 70s. Severe weather not expected. We'll be in the 80s tomorrow with dry weather during most of the day, save for some afternoon pop-ups, but strong storms could come through during the evening and overnight. Make sure you're staying weather aware. We'll have a 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day in place Thursday night. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can always tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Also, the YouTube chat. I saw Spike said, "Oh my goodness, the breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell. Now I'm starving. Already at work. Thanks, T-Bone." Sorry, Spike. We were talking about that earlier. I mentioned how I had only Taco Bell yesterday, like all day long. That wasn't exactly my goal to start the day, but that's where we ended up.
You gonna have another one today?
You know what I did? I had a power bowl, which is like rice and chicken, and there were some black beans in there
for breakfast.
No, I had that for dinner last night. I ate like a kind of healthy Taco Bell thing. trying to watch my figure, Tyvis. You've inspired me. There was no bread in it. Then I got.
It should have gave you a ton of energy. Actually,
it did. It gave me power. It also. Then I had 3 chalupas afterwards, though, just to make sure I
3.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that. I could have, but I didn't. I was good. By the way, my friends at Window Nation, they're great. They've got the high efficiency. What?
Oh yeah.
Start over.
Early
All right.
in the morning. Ding, round 2.
Thank you, Window Nation. They've got high efficiency windows, energy efficient windows that will keep that energy in your house. The summer is just about here. It's getting warmer. It's getting kind of steamy. You're going to run that AC. You don't want that leaking out of your bad windows. Get good windows now. Great windows from Window Nation. They have more than 20,000 5-star reviews. Sorry, the number's up higher. 45,000 5-star reviews on their website. They go through a 20-point inspection when they put those windows in your house to make sure that they have the best installation possible. They also have some of the best installers in the business, many of whom have over 15 years of experience. They don't just let anyone come to your house to put in windows. They've got a great crew. Call them today, 866-90NATION, or go to windownation.com. That's 866-90NATION or windownation.com. All right, so the Cavs. What can be done this offseason? Should there be anything done?
Not a lot. This is the thing. I know a lot of people are saying the 2 first names that you hear is not Donovan, Darius and Jared. Those are the 2. Like keep Donovan, keep Evan, get rid of Darius, get rid of Jared Allen. But the thing is, I don't think you can because of the financial piece of it all. And then you're trying to find a partner. Everybody is flirting around with that second apron tax, and nobody really wants to pay. You either going to be in it all the way and then start sacrificing later on, or you're going to stay up under it. And I think for the Cavs, I just don't know too many places that be willing to take those 2 guys and, take the contracts that's also that comes with those guys.
Yeah. Well, to your point, I mean, the amount of different rules and levels there are to the NBA salary cap, the exceptions.
It's ridiculous now.
You almost have to have an MBA in accounting to be able to figure all that out. But here's a number that just should jump out at you. The core 4, they were under contract this year. 4 players, $162 million. Like, that's just 4 guys.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're not in the conference finals with that amount of money spent, that's a fail. I know they were 3 games away from the conference finals, but if you watched the series at all, I know there were injuries. I understand all of that.
Game 2, man.
I know. Game 2.
Hallie took their soul in game 2.
That was the one where they should have had it, evened it, or at least you get one of those games, and then you hopefully get the split on the road, and then you go from there. Instead, they end up dropping that game that they shouldn't have dropped. They were ahead, but just like in this game, they had a 18-point lead at one point in this game.
Blew
the whole thing. Right.
The performance, their home performance is ridiculous. Like the fact that the way that the Pacers came in and beat them every game at home.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that? Was the whole point of being the number 1 seed, is to get the home court advantage in every game, except I guess OKC if you made it to the finals. And it didn't matter. And and it should. And that's the shocking thing, that you let another team come on the road and have more energy than you every time. That's ridiculous.
I don't understand how you've gone now. Like when they played the Knicks in the playoffs, that was, well, we're not tough enough.
Correct.
And that's right.
Yes.
In this series, I wouldn't necessarily say they were totally out-toughed in the sense of like the Knicks were just physical and beat the hell out of them, and they couldn't respond. In this series, to me, what I saw was a team that every time they needed a stop, they did not get it from the Cavs. Every time they needed a big bucket, they did not get it. Hell, Donovan Mitchell, who I love, who is the only guy of this crew that I would say, yes, next year for sure, if you have a one-game do-or-die series, who do I trust? He's the only guy I trust.
That's a fact.
He also is the guy in this game who missed 3. He got fouled shooting a 3 late in this game and missed all 3 free throws. And then they missed one right after it, too.
The writing was on the wall after that, because you make those 3 free. First of all, he struggled from the line in this series, which is I think they say he was an 86% free throw shooter, and to struggle the way he did, he missed a ton of free throws. Granted, he took a lot of free throws as well, but he missed a lot. But to miss all 3 in such a pivotal moment of the game where you could have turned it into a 1-possession game and you missed all 3, like that's. No, like it was just like, man, y'all, it's done. They were so defeated, and then they were tired. They all looked tired. Obviously, they was all dealing with injuries, and it's like the bench didn't show up to the extent that they did. And then guys that you depend on, like Max Strus. Max Strus was having a phenomenal series. Although they wasn't winning games, his numbers was pretty good. It was Donovan, then him when it came to like performance. And in a do-or-die elimination game, goose egg.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
This is where I say with the Cavs, the problem lies deeper than just, well, go change the coach. You changed your head coach last year. Kenny Atkinson comes in.
Got the same result.
It was a much better regular season, but the playoffs are different. The playoffs aren't about what you have from a statistical standpoint, what you have from a percentages standpoint. The regular season is for the Billy Bean crowd in baseball, right? The small ball, the let's look at our analytics and get the best guys on the court at all the same times. The playoffs are about, not to like go cliche here, but who wants it more, who has that dog in them, who's like just tougher, all that. The mental toughness to step up and hit a 3 when you're on the road, the crowd is on you. You know they are waiting for you to fail. If it clangs, they're going to scream if the other team gets a rebound, and then to step up like Pascal Siakam did, or like Tyrese Halliburton did multiple times, and just if they stop you here, Cavs can go down and take the lead. The Pacers just stepped up and said, "All right, well we're back up 4. We just hit a 3, or we went in, got fouled, made our free throws. Now we're up 5." You take the crowd out constantly. That's what where do you put that on the stat sheet? I'm sure there is an analytic that tells you that, but that's what the Pacers did better in this series more than anything else. And obviously not be as injured as the Cavs, but the Cavs you don't win as many games as they did if you just have 2 guys, right? You can't tell me that their entire roster is built on just that alone. You have to have some toughness up and down your entire roster, not just the 3 or 4 guys who have the biggest checks.
I mean, yes, I agree. The toughness part, I understand where they're coming from, because Miles Turner is a good player, but man, they made him look like he was a man amongst boys in some of these games. And then the hustle, just they got out hustled a lot of the times, man. Like even game 2, when at the end when they let Neesmith come in and get a putback dunk, then Halliburton gets an offensive rebound on a free throw. Like in critical pivotal moments, you can't get out hustled. And like I said, the fact that they did it at home it's alarming to me. They got to figure something out. Yesterday I said that they should break up the core 4, but now that I'm sitting here and I'm thinking and I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, you give this team another year with Kenny, same group. You probably add, I don't know if you can add a couple pieces or not. The Ty Jerome thing is going to be the interesting one because I think he's a free agent this year. He's been so good off the bench, and he laid an egg in this series himself. Although he was the spark.
I thought he was going to have the Ty Jerome redemption.
Listen, he came in and hit them 2 threes and everybody and lit everybody back up again as far as the crowd goes. So it'll be interesting. I think you have to pay him. You at least got to offer him the contract. If the Nets or somebody offer him a couple of million more and he wants to go there and try to be a number 1 player on the team, then obviously he'll do that. But I don't know. With the Jason Tatum thing, having the injury and missing the entire season next year, like, I don't know. If y'all guys get a little bit more physical, get a little bit more conditioned, try to stay healthy, because that's really what it's about in the playoffs. If you're not healthy, like you're not.
Here's what I want. I want them to go out this offseason, and if they have to trade away a piece or 2 of their core 4, if someone is willing to do that, then we can discuss that. I want guys on the roster who have played big playoff minutes and who have been successful at that. I don't care for this guy at all. He is not going to be made available. I'm not saying the Cavs will go get him. Okay. You look at Draymond Green, that's a guy who in the playoffs has come up big millions of times, right? He's again, they're not going to get him. What I'm saying is you go look up and down the roster of NBA playoff good teams, there are 3 or 4 guys on every roster that you can say, oh yeah, that guy's been in a ton of playoff games. He's seasoned. Can you say that with the Cavs roster other than the ones they've lost with the Cavs? Donovan Mitchell's about the only one you can look at.
And that's the problem. This series turned into give it to Donovan and stand and watch. Yeah. And it's never been a guy that's like, if Donovan's going to go, I'm going to go with Donovan. Like, he could trust me. He can pass me the ball. And I don't know if Donovan trusts them as much because he literally with the first few games, that's what it was. It was like, I'm just going to try to get 50 because that's what we got to do. And he was successful. He was close, almost got to 50. But for 2 years in the playoffs, like, dude, like, you got to trust somebody. And he was so good this season falling back and letting everybody do their thing. And when the playoffs came, it was a different story.
Yeah. Well, it was night and day from that Heat series to this one, too. Yeah. It didn't even look like the same team. All right. We'll come back. Clip that is next. You hear some audio that hopefully, I don't know, either get you going or get you fired up one way or the other. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Wednesday and good morning. Looking pretty great. No crashes or delays to report as of now. Good morning to all of our viewers at Etna and the Pataskala area. 70 westbound's looking fantastic for you. No major incidents on 33 westbound on the southeast side, and the 7670 split moving along just fine. I'm Brina Albizu for your Fan Traffic.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Just couldn't believe it. Didn't want to believe it. Don't want to believe it. Still don't want to believe it. It's tough. It's tough to win this league. Give them credit. We didn't do the things necessary. I love playing in that arena, man. Like, that energy, that crowd. We're 0-3 at home. You know? Let the city down, man. This place is special. This place is really special. And we didn't get it done, Chris. I guess, especially at home. That's what hurts, you know?
That's Donovan Mitchell after the Cavs loss. I mean, we've talked about the Cavs loss to start this whole show off for like a half an hour. We're not going to keep doing it. In fact, throw it away. Talk about it later. We got a whole show to talk about. There you go. Donovan, but I liked what he said about, I love playing in this effing arena. Like, that part, at least, that's the heart you want from someone that leads your team.
He's invested.
Yeah.
I think he understands the what comes with, if we bring a championship to Cleveland, what it means, how big of a situation that is.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And he's seen it before, obviously. He's watched from afar as LeBron did it a few years ago, and you saw what that parade was like. Let's move on from that for now. We'll obviously talk plenty of football today on the show. We've got a new segment called The Huddle coming up at the top of the hour. Also, you can jump in the YouTube chat. It's online. Just go to YouTube, search T-Bone and Tyvis right there. On Twitter, at Bone and Tyvis 971. By the way, Bearcat AJ said, good news, Cleveland Pro Sports fans. Tribe and Guards had another shutout victory over the Milwaukee Brewers. That was good. However, in other news, the Reds lost another extra innings game. I forget what their record is now, but I think it's like they've lost 8 of them this year. Extra innings game, something like that. That's
20-23.
Yeah, that's bad, though. And it almost looked like they're going to lose another 1-0 game. Ellie De La Cruz in the 9th hit one to tie it up to get them to extra innings. And then they blew it wide open and gave up like a 3-run home run. Yeah, not great. Yeah. So,
Tito got some work to do.
Oh, don't worry. We have, yeah, he does. Terry Francona's got to figure it out there. For a second, I thought you meant Jeff Thidoff, which, of course, you can hear on Morning Juice. He's over in the other studio doing that on the YouTube chat and on HD3. You can go see him, Bobby Carpenter, talking right now up till 8 o'clock. So we'll talk plenty about the Reds because there was some news yesterday. You heard about Pete Rose. We talked about that game they have tonight where they play the White Sox. They lost to the White Sox last night. Play them again tonight. It's Pete Rose night. Now you know why. We'll discuss the reinstatement of Pete Rose a little later on in the show. But I do have some news for Cincinnati sports fans that is probably not your favorite thing to hear about because it's kind of getting – it's like this and the Bill Belichick stuff with his girlfriend are the two things I keep hearing about the most, at least in my world of what I keep seeing in sports. And it's I don't know that we're getting a resolution on either one anytime soon, but Trey Hendrickson showed up to the Bengals facility yesterday in this continuing saga where he obviously wants a new deal. He wanted one last offseason. They told him, sure, we'll get you, just play this year and then we'll work it out next year. Now they're coming to him and saying, well, you're 30. What kind of deal do you want? We're going to pay you $15 million. How much? He's saying, I led the league in sacks. What do you want from me? I think I should get a deal now. So they're at a stalemate. So yesterday they have, the mini camps going on. He just shows up and reporters talk to him for 20 minutes. And it got interesting. He brought up the fact that Zach Taylor sending him a text message is part of the problem now. Zach Taylor apparently sent him a text message and said, hey, FYI, 30 days from now is when we start, the actual required
it's a
OTAs.
Mandatory mini camp is what it's called.
There you go. And he said, if you're not there, just know you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I'm not in an NFL locker room. Is that a standard thing? Like do coaches just randomly text that to every guy on the team, or do they text that only to guys that they know are in contract disputes with the franchise?
Just the contract ones, because everybody else probably will show up. But there's oftentimes a lot of guys that will miss it and just take the fine, because like I can tell you for a fact, Earl Thomas, my rookie season, he showed up for OTAs. And he missed mandatory minicamp. And he was like, I'll see you boys in the fall. And I thought he was joking when he said it. It was like 2 weeks of OTAs. He's like, well, see you boys in the fall. And they was like, no, he dead serious. And I really didn't see him again until the fall. And
wow.
Mandatory minicamp came and went. He was nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Well, I figure that's going to happen here with Trey Hendrickson. But what's interesting is, and I understand his point. He says, so I get this text from my coach. I'm paraphrasing here. I have his quote, but essentially what he said was, I'm getting a text from my coach saying, if you're not here in 30 days, we're going to fine you. And he's saying, I thought we were working on a contract. I'd like to be here in 30 days. Why is everyone assuming I won't be? That must mean you as an organization know you're not going to offer me anything else. And that's what he said has got him fired up. I get being fired up over that.
Yes, that's
a problem.
I understand it from both sides, but yes, he's not getting paid. His best bet, if he wants to get paid, is to seek and find a trade partner.
See, this is, and you're right, and I don't understand.
And if I was him, I'm sure they are. I'm sure his agent is probably, because they gave him permission to find a trade.
Yeah,
and if they not going, that means that they don't want to pay you. They're not going to pay you. So if you want to get paid, you do need to go somewhere. He needs to find like the Commanders or somebody like that.
The Commanders definitely make sense, right? They've got a young, talented quarterback. They are obviously in a place where they feel like they could go win a lot more than just a playoff game. Mm-hmm. They want to go try to do everything. He's a perfect guy to add to that roster if the price is right.
Yeah.
The Lions are a team that makes total sense to me. Yeah. I know this isn't what Bengals fans want to hear, but I am coming around to your way of thinking on this. I tend to be someone who looks at the way the world should be. I look at it as like, this is what should happen. Mm-hmm. In a correct world, Trey Hendrickson goes out, busts his ass for his team, gives them the season they want, at least as far as what he did.
I might say from his standpoint.
Not the rest of the defense, but that's a different story we'll get to. But he did everything he was asked to do, and they're saying, great. Yeah, here's just a measly contract. Now, again, measly being $15 million. But you look at what Myles Garrett just got. The argument that, well, Trey Hendrickson's 30 years old. They're not going to pay this guy. They just paid Myles Garrett $100+ million. He's 29. Myles Garrett's going to be 30 this year. I'm just saying
It's Myles, though.
Yes, and Trey Hendrickson is Trey Hendrickson. They're both very. I understand what you're saying.
It's Myles.
That's fine, but you're telling me that those two are that far off. If you could have. What do you
mean?
If you're the Lions or you're any other team out there and you're looking at a guy who's available,
okay,
Myles Garrett that's the price for him. Trey Hendrickson is saying, I would like something less than that. I'm guessing he's not going to get paid more than Myles Garrett.
Why wouldn't he be thinking that?
Because there's not, like you said, he's not going to get that level of money. I'm sure that if he's looking for that level of guarantee, then you're right. He's insane.
This is how it works. This is how it works in the NFL and in any sport. When it's a contract year, you see it every time. When it's a contract year, meaning I'm signing a deal or this is the last year of my deal, people go out and have the season of their life because they know that if they not going to pay me, somebody else will. And for Trey Hendrickson, that's this season. If he decides to play, if Cincinnati and them don't find a trade partner, he has to go out there, and he don't have to get 17.5, but if he gets 14, something like that, somebody will pay him because it will be a team that has a quarterback already, and that's just like, we need a pass, maybe like the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. We need a pass rusher. Like when the Bills traded everything or let their entire defense go because they wanted to get Von Miller.
Yeah.
That was it. He's that type of guy that is like, this guy's going to come in and change and help us get over the hump in the playoffs. That's what he is.
I'm just trying to put in perspective because, I'm a fan of Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's making $40 million annual salary every year on his new deal. Trey Hendrickson is looking at this saying, I'm making 15. So if he's probably not going to get the guaranteed money. He's probably not going to get the same length. This is a 4-year deal that Myles Garrett signed.
He signed the deal. That's the thing. He should have negotiated this better back when he was doing this.
But when did he sign that deal? Like a couple years ago?
I guess. And then he
went out and played.
No,
and
but
I'm saying in a just world, you go out, you sign the contract that you're worth, and then you go overperform that contract, and they say, oh, hey, you know what? We didn't expect that. The market has reset.
Oh, they're going to tear it up. And would you do that?
They do it the other way.
They're going to tear it up.
They do it the other way.
You know what? We got you under contract.
We signed you for 4 years, but after 2 years, you've been old and busted. See ya. And you're gone.
Yeah.
That's what and I know you're right.
I'm about to say, T-Bone,
I know you're right.
Don't do this. I got you under contract for 4 years for $20 million, but you go out there and play like a guy that's worth $100 million. You think I'm about to rip this? Yeah, you know what? We was wrong. Let's rip this up. Let's just void the next 3 years and redo the whole thing. That's no way.
That with two other guys on the roster.
That's bad business.
They've done that with two wide receivers.
They had no contract.
He's got
T.
1 year
Higgins
left.
had no contract.
All right, you're right. T was
Jamar Chase.
Had a year left?
The problem is his price just kept going up and up. I mean, the man won the Triple Crown this year, so like,
I know that
he was about to get Joe Burrow numbers in a minute.
This is where I don't understand the Bengals' perspective. You want to give guys that Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow doesn't lead the league, and by the way, thanks for crunching your ice on the air. That's always good.
It's a cough drop.
Oh, it was trying to make yourself feel better, and I'm just yelling at you. No, but I don't understand the Bengals' perspective on your defense was the problem last year.
Yes.
Your offense was not. So you've gone out and what you've done is said, if we have to prioritize one thing this offseason, let's prioritize giving Joe Burrow 2 stud wide receivers. And then let's take one of the best players on this defense that couldn't do anything anyway, and let's possibly risk losing him. Because
they're doing what the Cavs did with J.B. Bickerstaff. They said it's not the defense, it's the defensive coordinator. That's what it was. So they switched the coordinator, and he's going to fix everything. That's their thinking.
You better hope that works.
Listen, at the end of the day, if they start off fast, the problem with the Bengals is they lose like the first 2-3 games, and then they trying to play catch up the rest of the season, and they just run out of time.
Well,
if they go 2-1 to start the season, they'll be fine.
Joe Burrow doesn't have an appendix anymore, so that can't burst. He's had about every other thing that can happen to him to start the season where he couldn't play or wasn't well to start the year. So, yeah, maybe that'll be the difference this year. But I just feel like, again, you're the Bengals. You have to, if you said you're going to get both your wide receivers back, your stud wide receivers, but you're not going to re-sign Trey Hendrickson, a lot of Bengals fans would have taken that. I'm just pointing out that I totally get his side on this.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't. I 100% sympathize with him, but business-wise, there's no way. We got you under count. You about to be 31 at the end of this year?
Yeah.
There's no way that we about to pay you extra $1 million, and we got you under contract. This could potentially be your last productive year. Why would we go beyond that?
I understand. But I also know that what you're saying is how things are. I'm talking about the way things should be, and but you're right. This is what will happen.
This is what
he's probably going to play no football this summer, and he's probably then going to show up and maybe get some kind of pit and steal at the end of this that'll make him feel a little bit better, and he'll get his fines waived, and he'll play football for the Bengals, most likely. But if I were the Lions, I'm sitting there looking at that going, what do I have to do to bookend you? Right?
And if Aiden Hutch, if he's somebody opposite,
you don't even know if he's. Hopefully he recovers from his injury. But if he doesn't, wouldn't it be nice to have that insurance policy? And if he does, great. Now you've got 2 guys to go out there and terrorize the league.
And that'd be nice.
Makes a lot of sense. The NBA and the NHL have a draft lottery. People are now saying the NFL should as well. We'll discuss that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. The roads are looking pretty smooth for your Wednesday. Both directions of I-270 for folks out in the Dublin area. Shouldn't expect any delays as of now. The same thing for our friends out in Grove City, especially as you enter the city on I-71 and Green Lawn Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu for your fan traffic.
Hiring today for tomorrow with WM.
A stable career and a safe environment. That's what you get as a heavy-duty mechanic at WM.
Plus great benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family.
WM is now hiring heavy-duty mechanics in Columbus. Get boot and tool allowance and additional pay with a Cummins certification or CDL license.
There are openings for CDL truck drivers too with home daily routes.
Apply online at careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Buy 5, Save 5 deals are back this week at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match hundreds of items, like select varieties of Post and Kellogg's large size cereal, Kraft shredded or chunk cheese, Meijer essential paper towels, and 24 packs of select Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. The Buy 5, Save 5 deals at Meijer. That's the good life. A good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
Whether you play football for multiple years like me or you're just a stay-at-home parent, knee and back pain hurts the same for all of us. It can alter how you go about your day. QC Kinetics has our back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. Dr. Aaron Wolkoff and his teams are doing amazing work. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing property, carefully and strategically placed in your joints. These treatments are giving your joints new life and repairing old tissue. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgery involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Patients can't stop raving about how good they feel. You can have all the fun and not be slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or back. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Hop in the YouTube chat. Just like our guy, Rusty is in here. He's in here every day. Thanks, Rusty, for listening. YouTube chat, just go to YouTube. Search T-Bone and Tyvis, search 971 The Fan. You'll find it right there. You find all of our shows. We're streaming live all day long on The Fan on YouTube. By the way, this show brought to you by Awaken 180, our friends there. Thanks for supporting the show. So what am I saying? NBA draft. The lottery happened on, was that, my days run together, Monday night? They had the draft lottery?
Yes.
Mavs won that. It was a big deal. Everybody was excited about it. They had a 1.8% chance to win it.
NBA's rigged.
NBA's rigged. We had that conversation. So that came up, and now the next day, everyone in the sports media is like, we have to have this in the NFL. This is great. We need the NFL to have this. I feel like this is just an example of a lot of the sports media looking for trying to over-perfect everything all the time, constantly. I understand the idea of an NFL draft, having the lottery, because then that prevents tanking, air quotes.
Yes.
Except if you go look at the NBA, which I know a lot of people who are NFL, who cover the NFL primarily, don't watch as much NBA. If you go watch the NHL, has this really curtailed tanking? If you go watch some of these teams, they're trash. They're playing Uber drivers in the NBA to make sure that they get someone, they can get a better pick. The Jazz were doing stuff like that. They were benching guys on purpose. How'd that work out for them, by the way? Not great.
Yes.
Hasn't stopped the tanking. They just aren't getting rewarded for tanking is what I'm saying. But the teams still all do it because they figure, well, 14% is better than 1.8%, and that's still the best chance I can get. I'm still going to tank. So if you're worried about fixing tanking, I'm just saying the NFL, I don't think, has the same level of problem that the NBA has had over the years in that regard, but you're not going to fix it anyway. You're like, I don't think that's going to curtail teams from going, well, yes, but 20% chance or 15% chance is better than a 0% chance or not at all, right? I mean, that's...
Well, you can't, like a team like the Browns or all these teams that really is big into analytics, yeah, no, they're definitely going to continue to do the tanking because, for like you said, 15% is better than 1%. So it's not going to stop that there. However, the thing that I don't like about the lottery is the fact that you need those teams that's down there. They need that guy that's going to change their franchise. It'd be like Cincinnati when Cincinnati was not good and they ended up getting Joe Burrow. And 2 years later, he took them to the Super Bowl. If they was in a lottery and that didn't happen, like they could always be a bad team. And in the NFL, especially when it comes to the quarterback position, like if you ain't got it, you're going to be at the end and you need to at least have the opportunity to have that guy that can come in and change your organization. And if you never get that opportunity because you're keep losing the lottery and you keep coming in at 4th or 5th and you're like the Utah Jazz never got a first pick in the draft, like you'll be down there for some time. So I get it from that standpoint. However, it does make people still be competitive, And when it comes to tanking is not something that players do or even coaches do. No. That's a call from upstairs. That's above everybody.
I know that. That's players are never. I can't imagine.
You can't tell me to go out there and tank. There's no, especially me. There's no way that you telling me, yeah, we're gonna go out there and lose on purpose. And you think I'm gonna be like, you know what? That's a great idea. No, I'm going out there and I'm going Lovie Smith. I'm going out there and I'm trying to win the last game on purpose.
Right. But what you can do is if you're management, if you're management, you can go out there and say, all right, well, we're going to hire a coach who is not going to light a fire under anybody and is just kind of going to be very casual with the players. We can go trade away some of our best players and put up guys that we know they will try their hardest. They're just not A-level talents in this league.
Mm-hmm. The Browns did that when they went, 1-31?
Yeah. They knew that.
They traded away good players, knew they was going to be terrible for 2 years.
They hired Hugh Jackson.
They sacrificed 2 seasons to get them picks to try to boost their roster, and they
didn't do it. But you know what? Even then, like, look at what has happened with the Browns over the course of their history. They've had, since 99, I believe they've had a top 5 pick 10 times, including this year, and including 99 when they were given the number 1 pick because they just came into the league.
Well, the problem is they get it wrong.
That's right. So that's my point, is that just because you give a team the pick doesn't mean, oh, now we're making it so that everyone, you can't get parity with if you tank, you get the number 1 pick system, which the NFL has. So what makes you think if you go to a draft lottery, we're going to achieve that it's going to get further from parity, if anything, because teams are still going to tank and they're still going to be inept. And now they're going to have the added thing of they could be the Utah Jazz where they never get the first overall pick and they screw up the ones they do get. Remember, Trent Richardson, was a third overall pick, right?
Why you do that?
Braylon Edwards was a third overall pick. I'm just saying because that's what happened.
Edwards, we took him with the third pick.
2005. Yeah. 2005, third overall pick.
You know what, so be. That's what happens when you get a Wolverine. That's what you get. That you shouldn't have did it.
This does not apply to the Blue Jackets. We do not hold that same view. We hold it in football. We do not hold it when it comes to Zach Werenski or any of the other talented players who play for the Jackets who went to the School Up North. We just conveniently ignore that. All right, new show, new segment. It's an NFL segment. It's called The Huddle. We'll do it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Nothing to complain about so far. If you're stepping out the door this morning, drive times looking normal in all directions near the metro. And if you're heading out by the airport on 670, you shouldn't expect any delays or complications. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu for your fan traffic.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym could be due to low testosterone, and that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and even if you're in your 30s or if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, and your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make a change for the good. And for a limited time, new patients will get their initial appointment free, which includes blood work and a medical consult, because we believe low T treatments could have an incredible impact on your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gahanna said, we cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did.
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get Mega May discounts at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new Kia K4, only $89 a month for 24 months. Or get 1.9% financing for 48 months. Or $2,000 bonus cash on a new 25 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoglanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you. $49.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. 20 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and license fees excluded. No security deposit. $400 disposition fee at lease end. 1.9 for 48 equals $21.65 for 1,000 With approved credit through KMF. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. N6225.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. They understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, La Quinta offers 12% off standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards, Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. They want to make sure your stay is as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and they're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about these special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Tyrese Halliburton scored 31. Pascal Siakam added in 21. And for a second consecutive season, the Pacers are heading to the Eastern Conference Finals as they beat the Cavaliers in Cleveland last night, 114-105. And they take the series in 5 games. One other game in the NBA playoffs, the Thunder outscored the Nuggets 34-19 in the final frame as Oklahoma City takes Game 5 over Denver, 112-105. And they now move ahead in the series 3-2. In baseball, Jose Ramirez hit a solo blast. Logan Allen threw 6 scoreless innings, and the Guardians blanked the Brewers for a second straight night as they beat Milwaukee 2-0 last night in Cleveland. And at Great American Ballpark, Ellie De La Cruz hit a game-tying homer in the bottom of the ninth, but the White Sox responded with 4 runs in the top half of the 10th as they beat the Reds 5-1 in 10 innings. This update is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis. The YouTube chat is going right now, and apparently multiple people pointing out in the last segment we were talking about bad Browns draft picks that have gone number 1 or top 5. And then you, I believe, said something about Braylon Edwards when I brought up that he went 3. Browns, by the way, took him in the draft that Aaron Rodgers was in. I know everybody passed on Aaron Rodgers, but that's just point of note. But then you said something about, that's why you get for drafting a Wolverine. Remind me again who the Browns drafted this year. Was that a guy who plays for the Wolverines?
We'll see. We'll see how that works. We will see. I throwing up at rookie minicamp never is a great sign, but
Oh yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. We have got tons to get to today. Plenty to talk about with the Pete Rose news yesterday. There's a pro sports team for sale. Big changes could be coming to the game. All that and more coming up. But now we're going to try a new segment out. It's called The Huddle.
The biggest questions in the NFL are answered right here. Welcome to The Huddle.
All right, here's how this works. Bodie Wells, our producer, going to ask us questions. We're going to try to answer them as best we can. Bodie, take it away.
All right, fellas. Speaking of high draft picks, the Browns could have had this guy. They traded down. We'll see if that maybe wasn't a mistake. Nevertheless, Colorado superstar, the Heisman Trophy winner from this past season, Travis Hunter, he went number 2 overall to Jacksonville. I want to know from you guys, which side of the ball do you think it'll be easier for him to make an impact, at least for his rookie season?
Everybody knows.
Offense or defense?
Everybody knows defense is super easy to play, so probably offense is going to be a lot harder for him.
Defensive back in particular?
Yeah, I think defensive back, you just walk in and just roll out a Pro Bowl season. So it's honestly, offense is probably going to be tougher. I think he'll go out and get 10 interceptions.
Yeah, you're out of your mind. you are out of your mind, old man.
Yeah.
Listen, it will be wide receiver because, one, that's where they're primarily going to play him. If you look at any of his highlights right now, when they showed him at rookie minicamp, he did a lot of stuff at wide receiver. I think for him, Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be a really good quarterback, so hopefully, Travis Hunter being the athlete he is, Trevor Lawrence, man, that's
Travis and Trevor, baby.
Man, hopefully Trevor Lawrence can get him the ball and he can make some plays. Defensively, I only see them using him sparingly, probably at a robber or maybe some corner reps here and there. So I don't see him making a huge impact defensively.
I just realized we can call that the Trav and Trev show if it works. If it doesn't, it's going to be called get another top 5 pick and see what happens. Bodie, go ahead.
All right, guys. Next up here, we are going to learn the entire slate of this fall's NFL schedule. I don't know that I care that much, to be honest with you, but I'll be tuning in a little bit at least. I want to know from you guys, which part of tonight's NFL schedule release are you looking forward to learning the most? Some of maybe the holiday games, Monday night schedule.
Yeah,
you guys are both Browns fans, so I know
as a Browns fan, I am eager to see if they get any primetime games. I know every team is obligated to get one Thursday night game, so I guess you could consider that a primetime game.
They got one.
I know they got the game in London, but that's 9 in the morning.
I love those.
Prime time-ish.
Those are my favorite. That's our time now, Tyvis. The 9 a.m. game is for us.
Yeah, whatever.
That's when we get up and just watch that. Oh, I forgot. One of us has to go cover it up in Cleveland, so that may not be as fun.
Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that they have mercy on me and say, you know what, it's early, do it from Columbus. But anyways, I'm interested to see if the Browns have a prime time. And I also want to see who they start the season with. I know for a lot of years it's been Pittsburgh, it's been Cincy. Last year they went away from a division game and started with Dallas, which you were happy for.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see exactly what you said because I also just want to know how many times we're going to have to stay up late to watch the Browns or, I mean, the Bengals too, because we're going to talk about both
they
here.
gonna get some.
I know that, and that's what I need to see is how many Friday mornings and Monday mornings am I going to be coming in here going, yeah, I had 1 hour of sleep and no hours of sleep before we did the show. But yeah, other than that, I mean, week one, I'm just excited to see what the full slate looks like on week one, which games are where, and go from there. Yeah, but as for me being a Browns fan, I mean, whatever. They're all going to be a lot of 1 o'clock kicks. I'm not too nervous. I'm not too worried.
They're going to play 17 games this season. We'll see.
You better learn how to speak Spiro Dides because that's going to be a lot of the coverage on TV. Go ahead, buddy.
Guys, last season, the number 1 overall pick out of the University of Southern California. He went to the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, he threw for just over 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. I want to know, do you guys think that Cam Ward will exceed those numbers this fall in his rookie season with the Tennessee Titans?
I don't think so. I think that, you know, when you look at the Chicago's offense and what they did that last season, getting Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze, they put a lot of weaponry around him that he was able to make those passes. When you look at the Titans, Calvin Ridley and Treylon Burks, like that's all I can think of. I know they got like Van Jefferson. I know they signed Tyler Lockett, but all of these guys are old. They're up there. So I don't see that production. And I feel like, you know, that head coach wants to run the ball, you know, and I think that's what they'll be leaning more towards anyways, is trying to run the ball a lot. So I don't think he's going to get those numbers.
I'm going to say no as well, Bodie, and just leave it at that because also I just think they suck, and I don't think he's that good of a quarterback prospect.
Dang.
I mean, I think he's fine, but I don't think they're going to put a team around him that will highlight what he can do. So not this year anyway. Maybe in the future, sure, but he's going to throw a lot of picks and get hit a lot. I think that's what he's going to end up doing this year.
They're going to run the ball. That's what I think.
Well, there's that too.
All right, we just talked about this a little bit last segment. If there were to be an NFL draft lottery, which of last year's non-playoff teams would have been the equivalent to the Mavericks winning the NBA draft lottery this year? AKA, it comes out, this team gets the number 1 pick, and everybody says it's rigged.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what I think they would have done. And it's the same thing that ended up happening in the NBA. It would have been right in the same city. The Cowboys would have had that number 1 pick, and they would have called up. They would have called up prime time to do the announcement himself that not his son, but the guy he views as like almost
Extra
his son. Yeah, Travis Hunter is coming to Dallas.
Imagine the amount of jerseys
Oh
the
my
Cowboys
God!
would have sold on Travis Hunter.
The NFL would say we don't even need to worry about ever having an expansion franchise again. We're going to make billions of dollars off the jersey sales alone. Yeah, that's what I feel like they would have done.
It's hard to argue that. The only other arguments you could make is New England or San Francisco. But that Dallas one, that definitely probably be where they went with this.
Yeah, I think that's right. Bodie, one more.
America's team, baby. We talk a lot about games being played at certain times on certain networks during certain days of the week. We'll find a lot of that out tonight with the schedule release. I want to know from you guys, though, which broadcast team is your favorite?
I still enjoy Buck and Aikman. I mean, that's probably my favorite one of all the guys still doing it.
I like Chris Collinsworth.
Do you?
I do.
You know the internet does not agree with you on that.
I know, but I like he he does things where he like breaks things down. Like
here's a guy.
He sees tendencies. Like he'll look and be like, look at this wide receiver. He's fixing his gloves. Every time he does that, it's a pass. Like he do things like that. And I'm like, that's interesting. That's a guy that's actually watching tape and actually studying other guys and finding, because that's what you do when you watch tape. You look at people watch film and you watch the same play like 25 times to see if you can find somebody that gives a tale of what's about to come in. I think Chris does a great job of pointing that out.
This is Collinsworth, isn't it?
Could use a little love right now. There they are working those balls.
Yeah, my guy. Meanwhile, my guy Aikman over here, and Bodie's guy. I mean, Bodie's really your guy, Troy Aikman.
Yeah, they definitely are monitoring his load.
That's right.
He picked the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl this year on, I think it was Good Morning America or the Today Show. I'm pretty sure he was joking because...
Was that just more of a like...
Joe Buck gave, I think Joe said the Bills, potentially, if I'm not mistaken there. And then they asked Troy, and he's like, Cowboys, yeah. And then he like said something to Strahan. So
yeah,
I think
right.
he was probably joking. I mean, I'm sure like he still would like to see them win, but I don't think he cares that much, and I think he was joking.
That feels more like just Joe Namath on the sidelines, just like, sure, get Cowboys.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah, that's great. That's fine. Doesn't Aikman have his beer out? Doesn't he have a beer too now? I think he does. So yeah, I
think you're right on that.
Probably
Sounds
just
right.
cracked one of those and said, Cowboys, hell yeah, let's go. All right, what do we have next? Oh, big news in Major League Baseball. You may have heard about it. Some guy named Pete Rose is back. We'll talk about that decision for baseball. Was it the right one? Should they have done it sooner? All that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Nothing to complain about so far if you're stepping out the door this morning. Drive times looking normal in all directions near the metro. And if you're heading out by the airport on 670, you shouldn't expect any delays or complications. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu for your fan traffic.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free Healthy Leg Screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Bishop and Friends.
Remember, you and I went to Gillies in Dallas, and there was a mechanical bull there that I think you could have thrived on.
I did that one time, and I broke my pelvis.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens of your latest forecast. Some showers around today, pop-up showers or storms this afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. Severe weather not expected. As we head into Thursday, temperatures will make the 80s. Again, pop-ups in the afternoon, but the concern comes during the evening and overnight when a line of strong to severe storms could push through. Make sure you're staying weather aware. A 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day will be in place. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Big news in Major League Baseball. We'll talk about it in a second. First, Bodie Wells. Got something to tell you about our friends at Prime Sports Ohio.
I do. Thank you, Bone. Attention, Ohio sports fans. Ready to turn your passion into serious action? Prime Sportsbook Ohio is bringing you a massive welcome deposit match offer. Here's the deal, guys. You can deposit up to $400. That's right, $400. And Prime Sportsbook Ohio will match your deposit 100%. That's up to $400 in bonus bets. But wait, here's the best part. You can use your bonus bets anytime. They're valid for a whole year. Got the Celtics favored by 4.5 tonight over the Knicks. Maybe a win-one for the Gipper moment. You also got Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy as the top two favorites heading into tomorrow's PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. So go ahead and download the Prime Sportsbook Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started betting reduced juice. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present. In Ohio, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly.
So last night I was watching the Cavs game and I saw that, I think this is when the Cavs were still up by
the line,
like 9 or 10.
What, the line changed?
Well, I was on Prime Sports and I was like on the app looking at the live betting and they had the Pacers plus 12 and I almost clicked it. I was looking at it. I thought, you know what? And then one of the kids did something. I had to get up and put the phone down. I came back down and I'm watching the game. And it's down to 5, it's down to 2, and I'm like, wait, what's on the app now? And then it was like the Pacers were -3, and I'm like, I had it. I could have had it. I was there.
What, though? Now that you say that, I wonder how this NBA playoffs has been. It's almost like you should wait for the team to go down 15 points and then take them on the money line. Because the way it's going, they probably going to come back and win the game.
At least take the points. I mean, that's a thought. Yeah, I know. Rothman.
You got to really roll the dice. Take them on the money line.
AR loves to do that. In middays, you can hear him talking about that, where he'll be looking at games, and that's all he's thinking about. It's like, hey, this team's down by 10 points in the first quarter. What's their number? And go try to grab it, especially if they're favored. You might get some beneficial stuff there.
And yet they call you degenerate T-Bone.
Oh, he and Scotty Vegas far surpassed me on that. No question. All right. Speaking of degenerates, Pete Rose, he's officially been reinstated by Major League Baseball. The announcement came down yesterday. Clearly this was all kind of known, right? Because tonight at GABP, it is Pete Rose night. They're opening the gates at 5:14. The game will start at 7:14. They are giving out Pete Rose number 14 jerseys to everyone in attendance when you come in. They are playing the White Sox, who, by the way, this announcement, it wasn't just Pete Rose that got reinstated. Shoeless Joe Jackson, among other members of that 1919, the Black Sox scandal team, they all were reinstated yesterday too. So clearly this announcement coincides with that. The Reds didn't just, it's not a coincidence they had the Pete Rose jerseys ready to go today, right? I mean, this was all known that this was going to happen. So it seems like Rob Manfred and company looked at this and realized, all right, Pete Rose has passed on. It's not a, technically Major League Baseball says it's not a lifetime ban. They say it was a permanent, ineligibility is what it was called. He was permanently ineligible in, was it 1989, I believe, when he was made permanently ineligible. So then that became the statement that would always be said is Pete Rose not eligible for anything, to be a coach, a manager, obviously couldn't even be like an assistant or anything like that, couldn't be around the team. They let him come back to the stadium a few times. They started to honor him a little bit later in his life, but once he passed away, I think now they realized, all right, it's really a lifetime ban and we're just going to clear the way, let him in.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, yeah, he should definitely get in. I'm interested to see. I think it was, you got to wait to 2027 before the writers do the next vote, right?
They do.
They get like 16, it's like 16 writers. You got to get 12 out of the 16 to get in.
It's what it's technically called is the Classic Baseball Era Committee.
Yes.
They're going to meet, the next time they meet is December of 2027. I guess they don't meet very often.
Yeah. And then
they're very busy.
They get to select like a handful of guys. You know what?
These are guys who had their greatest impact on the game was prior to 1980. Yeah. So he'll be in that group. He can't just be voted in by like all the writers who vote in, all the guys who are on the ballot now. He won't get voted in this year. But yes, probably summer of 2028. If you're planning your trip to Cooperstown, if you're a big Reds Pete Rose fan, that would be the time to go. That's when it's probably going to be.
Do you think that those writers can separate the gambler from the baseball player?
I think a lot of them will.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, look, the reality of Pete Rose is he was a cheater. He bet on himself and he bet on his teams. But please understand that when you bet on yourself, I mean, not in the figurative sense, when you literally bet money on a game on yourself, you are cheating the game you're playing. Because even if that's a situation where you're saying, what, I thought we would win every game. Well, no, you thought you would be in control of making your team win every game. And you're a manager. It's not called you're not a baseball winner. You're a baseball manager. You're expected to go out there. And when you have a guy in the first inning who blows up and gives up 5 runs, you don't then blow out your bullpen just to win that game. It's 1 of 162. You've got to think about winning the series, getting your team on a streak, getting guys in position to get to where they can be successful, not just saying, well, this guy kind of ouchy today. I wasn't going to play him, but now we're down 3 runs. It's the 8th inning, and I've got money on the game. Get in there. Like, those are the things that Pete Rose did that are wrong. And whatever else you think about his personal life, that part did cheat the game. So I think that has to be said. Now, we also have to say on the other side, Major League Baseball, the Reds have an official gambling partner right across the street from Great American Ballpark. You can go place a bet on a Reds game, drink a beer, and then walk into the stadium and watch that game. Their moral high ground on gambling has kind of gone away now, hasn't it, a little bit? So I think this was the appropriate time to say, yeah, let's let him be eligible for all the honors and awards he probably should have gotten earlier.
It's unfortunate he won't be here to see it, but I think his daughter was big on this too, like helping them realize like they should lift this ban, and now he was able to open the gate for other guys and stuff like that. So I think it's good for the game, as long as it's not the steroids, even though I'm a huge Mark McGwire fan and I refuse to believe that Mark McGwire took steroids because that was my hero as a kid.
Well, that's fine.
He didn't cheat.
My hero was Darryl Strawberry, and then I found out he did cocaine and beat his wife, and I said, well, all right, I still liked how he swung the bat, but I realized now wasn't the best guy to look up to. I mean,
Mark McGwire
he supposedly has changed his life.
T-Bo. I don't care what nobody say.
He definitely did. Like he definitely, and it's fine. I mean,
it ain't fine.
Well, there wasn't a rule against it back then. They didn't, or there was a rule they didn't test
this
for.
This is all Jose Canseco's fault. He just had to just tell everything.
Well, Pete Rose, later in his life, he told how, because people used to say, well, he'd bet on a Reds game here or there, but come on. And then Pete Rose later in his life said, no, actually, I bet on every Reds game I managed, like every single one. And it's like, oh, okay. And by the way, Major League Baseball knew that. If you go read that Charlie Hustle book that came out last year, the year before, they talk all about the Dowd report where they went in and they tapped his phone. It wasn't his phone. It was guys he knew. Pete Rose would hire like lackeys that essentially would be, no, he'd hire a guy. The guy would drive him around town, be his personal gopher. And his main job was come to the racetrack with me when we're in spring training and go watch the greyhounds and the horses and let's place all the money on that. And then when we get back to Cincinnati, I go to your house to watch the games and I tell you what bets to place for me with the bookie. By the way, you have to call a cocaine dealer to get to the bookie. The amount of shady things that had to happen for Pete Rose to even place a bet. It wasn't like now where you could just get a FanDuel account or something.
Did he come up a lot off of this? Like, did he come up a lot of money?
No, he lost lots of money. He was very bad at gambling. In part because
that should be the punishment in itself.
In part.
That's what you get. If I was the committee, that's what you get.
He was very optimistic about his chances. Pete Rose ultimately was the guy who believed in himself over everything to a flaw where he almost lost all his money.
He came up a couple $1 million off of this.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I wouldn't even punish him. That's what you get.
He went to prison for tax evasion because of course now he did make some money off it. He also lost plenty of it, but that was one of the reasons it's believed, that and chasing the hit record, why he kept playing. Because he made a decent amount of money in his career. And then as he got older, they said, well, yeah, but he doesn't have it anymore. He's not that good. And then he kept going and trying to get checks, also to chase the record and get to, Ty Cobb's record of the all-time hit leader. But because he also needed to keep funding his lifestyle, which included, Tyvis, they said on a given night he would spend $8 to $10,000 back in the 70s or back in the 80s, $8 to $10,000 on baseball games.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
That's really.
Yes.
It's hard.
That's
for me.
The lifestyle this dude was living.
$10 on the sports book.
Yeah. Now you can say that's part of his personal life, and it is. But when you're betting on the sport you're managing, that's the thing. That's where it became a problem. So
I can see how it would change the game because let's say that I betted on myself when I was playing, and I said I'm gonna have 5 tackles this game. Listen, I might blow if I got to 4.
You wouldn't be playing assignment football, would you?
I got to 4, and we was in the 4th quarter. I'd blow an assignment. Now I got to get that 5th time.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like I said, time has passed. We can all realize now the brilliance of what he was, and that's why Reds fans for years loved him. He was born and raised on the river in Cincinnati, like right down the road from Crosley Field where they used to play. Dreamed of being a Reds ball player, was always undersized. No one thought he would be able to do it. Tried to play high school football. His dad was like a psycho, wanted him to play every sport. He couldn't cut it as a football player. His story of rags to riches is phenomenal. It just sucks that the downside of that is what we mostly focus on, because that's why Reds fans do love the guy, is because he was born and bred Cincinnati Red all the way through. You cannot get more red than him, right? So that's the yin and the yang to Pete Rose, and that's why ultimately I think you have to have guys like that in the Hall of Fame. You need to tell the whole story of his life,
I feel like
good, bad, and otherwise.
He will get in.
I think in 2028 they'll do it. Yeah. I think it makes sense. He's got the record for the most hits in baseball, and it wasn't like he cheated to get that. He did that on his own, no questions asked.
They said in the chat that baseball was better with steroids.
There
was a lot of home runs being hit.
There's a lot of home runs being hit now. Look around baseball.
Barry Bonds was must-see TV. So.
Yeah, that's true. Again, I think baseball was better when Tony Gwynn was hitting. Tony Gwynn, my guy. That's the guy I love from that era.
McGwire didn't take no steroids.
Okay, sure enough. That's right. And I weigh 150 pounds. You're exactly right. Pro Sports Team is for sale. I'll tell you which one next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Wednesday. We're reporting a crash just outside of Dublin. expect some delays on State Road 161 westbound right at Post Road East. So if you're heading out in the area, make sure to be just a little patient. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu for your fan traffic.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Tired of being undervalued? Join 9 Trees and get what you deserve. At 9 Trees, we don't just hire hardscapers. We build a team of skilled pros who take pride in their craft and get rewarded for it. Top pay that beats what you're making now, we guarantee it. Performance bonuses, modern equipment and the tools you need, medical benefits and retirement accounts. You've got the skills, we've got the respect, and the paycheck to match. Make the move. Apply today at 9treeslc.com or call 614-921-9595.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis on Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971. And of course, the podcast is there for you. Just go search out T-Bone and Tyvis on your favorite podcast app. It'll be there for you. It's free of charge. And you can just subscribe. And then that way, every episode, whether you don't get up with us at 6 a.m. every day, that's fine. You can hear Tyvis and me both just sobbing about the Cavs earlier today if you missed all that. We spent a half hour talking about what the problem was, how to fix it, all that. It's all there on the podcast. Go search it out now. Just find it on your favorite podcast app.
I need to clear something up.
What?
Because this rejoin bothers me a little bit.
What's that?
This prom king thing.
Yeah. Were you the prom king?
No, but that's the point of the story is I probably would have been. But this is hold on.
Here we go, Bodie.
Hear me out.
He's still base too in Major League Baseball, right?
I would have probably been prom king, but I went to Ohio State early. I got there in January.
Yeah.
So I wasn't there to run, and I didn't go to prom. My thing was I'm not coming back to go to no prom. That's not happening. So
the point is you made a choice.
Correct.
And there were consequences to the choice that now you would like to have removed so we can give you credit for something you didn't do.
I'm just saying, I know we don't know what if I would have been prom king or not because
that's right. Yeah.
I didn't go.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if I had been born being, 6'2", I might have thought, maybe let's give the athletics thing a little more of a try. Maybe just don't stop at the donut shop every day.
The weight would have stretched. You'd have stretched the weight out.
Oh yeah. I've got a good trunk. I would have been a nose tackle like you wouldn't believe, Tyvis. I'd be great moving that pile, baby.
You had an attitude. You was feisty.
Oh yeah. When I played again, very poorly, but when I played a little bit of high school sports, when I played basketball, I was the guy who would come up to the better play. They had me guard the best guy 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
In our crappy little Christian school league, I would go up and guard that guy, and what I liked to do was I would grab the jersey and just hold it. Just stand next to the guy, while we're waiting for the ball to be inbounded, I just grab the shirt and stand there, and he'd knock my hand away, and I'd say, and I just go back to do it. He's like, stop, and I just keep doing it, and he just stop, and then all of a sudden he's yelling, and then a push, and then I get a foul called on him, and then I'm laughing at him going down the court.
So you like Benedict Mather?
Oh, I'm getting under your skin. Yeah, can't get rid of me. I would talk
you
all
was one
day.
Of those guys. Huh?
Yes, I would, and then miss every shot, but I would talk. I was good at talking. You can see what I ended up doing. It had a little something to do with that.
That's funny.
Yeah. Were you a big talker out there? I mean, you are now. I mean, you have fun. You seem to But when you were in a game, were you a guy that just looked across at someone and said, "Oh, I've got you today. Don't even worry. You're not catching anything."
This is the thing. I was one of those guys. If you say don't say nothing to me, and I won't say anything to you. But if you say something to me, I'm telling you right now, you started something that you didn't want, and I am not going to stop. Like, it's going to happen. Like, my best trash talk was my last game as a Buckeye. Like, that was I got under Deshaun's skin.
Oh, yeah?
Deshaun Kaiser. I got under his skin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame game.
Yeah. I got him off his game.
Was there anything you can say on the air?
No. No, I cannot talk about it on the air. But I got under his skin. That's why he threw me 2 picks that game.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, shout out to Muggsy's Leaper, who hopped in the YouTube chat. Thanks for being here, Muggsy's Leaper. That's one of our, when I was on in afternoons, he would pop in the YouTube chat. So thanks for that. Muggsy's Leaper talks a big game, too. That's what I'll say. Paul Allen, his estate. Paul Allen's dead. Just sorry if you didn't know that. I'm sorry I made that so abrupt. Paul Allen died like many years ago. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he's like a Microsoft founder guy. So he's made billions of dollars.
This is the guy that owned the Seahawks.
Owns this. His family, still does.
Yeah, he came to the facility. He had a boat. He would just pull up to the facility on his boat, come up while we eating lunch. He'd sit down and have lunch with me. I told him, hey, my wife got some Nordstrom debt. You want to wipe it for me?
What did Paul Allen say to that? I mean,
he laughed.
For him, that's like pocket change.
That's what I said. He was like, the funny thing is, a lot of women come to our stores because we got some good stuff in our store. Make a long story short, he didn't wipe the debt. But
he owned Nordstrom? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, this man was connected. That's why I was like, wipe that. Go ahead, clear that for me.
I didn't even think to ask you if you knew Paul Allen because, you played for the man. You got some checks from him.
He's a good dude. He's a really good dude.
Well, that's sad that he passed away. But his family now, they own the Seahawks. They own a partial stake in the Major League Soccer team there. They also own the Portland Trail Blazers. But that team it was in his will that it had to be sold at some point in the future is the wording of the will. So it's been a few years since he passed away. Now that team is for sale. They are saying it will probably go for between $3 and $4 billion. The Celtics sold either earlier this year or last year. I thought it was 6, maybe.
Oh, is it 6?
5 or 6, something like that. Yeah. So
it was the most ever.
It was 6.1.
It was the highest
6.1. Okay.
Sale of a sports team ever.
$6.1 billion.
I think in North American sports.
Oh yeah,
I think some of the soccer.
That probably is true.
I mean.
Yeah, so
the ones that
Oh, the ones that matter is what you're going to say?
Yep.
Wrong. I mean, they do, but so do some of the other sports because they're paying more for those than for these teams. I'm just telling you. Manchester United matters. Go ask anybody who's a Manchester United.
Is that
fan.
the one LeBron got?
No, Liverpool, I believe, is his. That's another one. Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll get the show going for a few years. We'll head over to England for a soccer game, you and I. Then we can do like the show in the afternoon, and that'll be the morning because we'll be on their time. It'll be great. Anyway, they're saying this could sell for $3.6 billion. He bought this team in 1988, did Paul Allen, for $70 million. That is the equivalent now of like $136 million. Selling it for probably his family will recoup that $3 to $4 billion. Just a good reminder when you have ownership groups that are like, well, it's a little tough to make money. We're a small market team. Oh, how are we going to survive? This is why you buy sports teams, not to make money year over year. It's because every year the valuation goes up. And just like if you have a very valuable piece of property, right? If you own a house and it's very valuable, maybe it's tripled in value or something, you can go into a bank and say, hey, I'd like to take out a small line of credit with the equity being my house because you see how much my house is worth. When I go to sell that, I'll have the money to pay back this loan. That's what sports teams do. That's what these owners do. That's how they fund their lives, essentially, is by saying, hey, you know that I'm worth $3 billion. My family owns the Blazers. So you can give me a line of $250,000 credit for basically no interest because I'll pay you that back. And that's how they go out and fund their lives. So I'm saying don't feel bad when the Dolan family tells you, oh, we don't have any money to get more players for the Guardians. Yes, you do. It's all in that team. If you go sell that team tomorrow, you make all this money and then some. So don't tell me you don't have money. Phil Castellini or Bob Castellini, whichever idiot it is down in Cincinnati now running the show. Don't tell us you don't have any money.
No, he said sell it to who?
Sell it to anyone who wants to. There's the line of billionaires that would show up to buy a baseball team or a basketball team Phil, you know who's going to buy this team?
Who?
Phil Knight. Portland guy.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's out. Or Oregon guy.
Well, he's cutting checks to Oregon right now. This
man started Nike.
This might not be in the budget.
Oh, trust me. It's in the budget.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Blazers will go and have the sweetest uniforms in the NBA, is what you said.
I don't. I think their uniforms are fine. I kind of like their uniforms
Well, they're
now.
going to be a little bit better. They're going to have a different one every night.
I will say, I don't know where the name comes from, but like, aren't they the ones that have the Rip City jerseys? Isn't that their nickname?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's called Rip City, but I think that's a cool, I like that. I would actually go with that as your name.
They going to get Dame back?
No. Well, if you do, it'll be a year from now when he gets healthy.
Who's the star on that team?
Chauncey Billups is the head coach, so probably
that's not answering
no
question.
No, they have Scoot Henderson that they drafted. No, he's like I think been a 10 or 12 point a night guy. I don't think he's very good.
Really?
For them. Yeah, he hasn't really panned out. I didn't watch him much this year, but the last time I checked in on him, he wasn't doing much. Anyway, I have a question for you. If you could own a team in any league, let's say that I'm going to give you this hypothetical.
Okay.
You've got Phil Knight money, so you could afford any team, baseball, football, otherwise. The team is going to be reasonably well run. Like it's already got a good system in it. We're not picking a name of a city here.
Okay.
But I can guarantee you whatever team you pick is going to be reasonably well run, playoff level type of team with a chance to win championships if you as the owner invest right. What sport would you want to own? Like, you don't get to pick the city, you don't get to pick the players or any of that. I tell you, you have Phil Knight money and you can drop in on an NBA team, an NHL team, an NFL team, or a Major League Baseball team.
The NFL probably is going to get you a lot, unless you're getting like the Lakers or the Celtics or something like that. The NFL is going to, I feel like it generates the most money because it's the NFL. So I would probably go NFL route.
Okay. But what if you're Phil Knight and it's like, I don't need to generate money. I don't know if you've heard of Nike. This is just what would Tyvis Powell like to be the owner of, where you come out of the owner's suite. It's because, see, for me,
the Buckeyes.
Oh my! It feels like I'm asking my 5-year-old, who would you like to own? And you're like, I'd like to own the Buckeyes. It's like they're a college sports team. You can't own them.
Just can't.
See, for me, I would own the NBA team.
Which
because no, I'm saying I would pick. They give me one.
Oh, you just pick.
It's a random NBA team that's like halfway decent. I would own an NBA team.
Well, this the thing. I don't want to. You hear about these owners that be meddling, and if I do NFL, I'm going to be in their business a lot. Like, I'm not going to trust the guys that I hired. Like, I'm going to be like, I got to be over their shoulder. And I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that just, shows up, appearances.
That'd be the reason to get a football team then, because you have like 17 games now, probably soon to be 18.
No, but I'm going to be in their business. I'm going to be like, no, this is what we're doing.
You're going to be Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Bodie's going to be thrilled at it.
Yeah, that'll go well.
That's what I'm saying. It don't go well for those guys.
All right. So then if you go to like the NBA, how much can you meddle?
I ain't. That's why I need to go somewhere like the NBA or MLB, where it's like, I know it, but I trust y'all to run it.
Right. Well, see, so which would you pick? Would you go Major League Baseball? That's 162 games.
That's a lot of games.
You get to, every day you've got something to do. NFL, you have 17 times where you have, and then playoffs. But like your whole week is kind of revolved around waiting for the next game. Whereas you have shorter off seasons for those other sports.
I guess I would go NBA. It's because I know it, but like I don't know it as much as the person that I hired would. So
would you sit courtside? Like low? Would you be a Mark Cuban, Steve Ballmer type of guy, or would you be up in a box saying, I'm just going to look from down here? I don't think I'd want to be courtside.
I think I'd be courtside.
Would you?
I think I would be.
I wouldn't every game. Those luxury boxes are nice. The owner's box would be awesome.
I like to be in the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like to feel the energy.
I'd go down in the fourth quarter.
I take my shirt off every game. I take my shirt off every game.
Bodie, what are you picking? One sport.
Oh, NBA for sure.
See?
I think it'd just be kind of the most fun.
Yeah.
Also, if I was an NFL owner and they're like, hey, we're just going to put a game on every night, we're going to expand to 20 games, I would lose my mind. So.
Oh, yeah. I think that one would be tougher because you spend a lot of time waiting and then you have an entire offseason to just overthink everything. Whereas in the NBA, it's like if you get one guy, that could set you up to go on and be a playoff team every year. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's point there.
Let's see. One NFL team's going to be making history this year. I'll tell you who next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Wednesday. Noticing some slowdowns because of a crash just west of Dublin. This happening on State Road 161 westbound. One lane is blocked right now, but traffic is moving. Police are also on scene, so just be cautious as you're making your way to the area. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu for your fan traffic.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a Big Gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until April 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires July 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Rothman and Ice.
It's more evidence that you need to subscribe to the rule Bobby and I subscribe to.
What's that?
If you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You are listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Downtown Dad in the chat on YouTube. Nice to see Dad in here. Appreciate all of you checking us out. First time, new week, new show. We just started up this week. T-Bone and Tyvis is the name of the show. You can find that on any podcast app you get. You can find it on the YouTube as well. You can also go to our Twitter, @Bone and Tyvis 971. The Vikings. Tonight's the night for the NFL schedule release. The Vikings have some news that they made yesterday when it came out that they're going to be on the 2025 international game slate for the NFL. They are going to be the first team that plays back-to-back international games. Which Tyvis, they want to do this. They want to. No, not the Vikings.
Oh, the NFL.
The NFL wants to get a team in Europe, probably multiple teams in Europe. They're taking a good time of setting all this up.
I thought the Jaguars was going to be like the official London team.
We all thought that. And then I think a couple years ago, didn't they get some new investment on their stadium or something? I think somewhere, either Jacksonville or the state of Florida, they're redoing some of that stadium, and then that kind of hushed that down for a little bit because, well, all right, if they're going to invest money in the stadium, kind of makes you feel like that's not the time to move. Maybe they still will down the road. Shad Khan was the guy, the owner of that team, who was over there every year.
Yeah.
Trying to be like the team of England, essentially. He owns a soccer team there. He owns Fulham.
And now the Vikings is this year is that team.
Well, they're going to play on September 28th. They will play the Steelers at Croke Park in Dublin. That is their first regular season game in Ireland.
Oh, I thought you was about to say the season. I was going to say they started.
No. That's their first regular season game in Ireland. But then they're going to travel to England where they'll play the Browns at Tottenham's stadium. Tottenham Hotspur is a soccer team there. Big, huge stadium. Brand new. They built it a few years ago. It's really nice. On October 5th. So they will play in Dublin, Ireland, and then in London, England. And they'll stay over in Europe for on the British Isles for that duration of that, which is, I think, a trip that more teams are going to be making probably in the next 10 years. I believe the NFL will put at least 2 teams in Europe sometime in the next 10 years. And then you will go over there for a period of time to play, like you'll put them in a division and you'll go play all your games in one fell swoop. Like you'll be there for a month and then you'll come back. And then they'll come over here for a month. They'll play some games. They'll go back. It's going to be weird, but I think they will eventually get there.
I don't want them to. I don't. I think that we're having a couple of games over there is cool. I know they're trying to connect with all these different countries and things like that. Is they still going to Brazil? Because I know they did Brazil last year.
I believe that's September 5th. That's going to be in Sao Paulo. The Chargers, I don't think the opponent's been announced unless something came out and I missed it. But the Chargers are playing a game in Brazil this year, yes.
I know the Browns was like, we don't want to be the first team to go over there, and I think it was the Packers and
Packers and Eagles did, right?
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like it's fine. If I was playing and I had to go over there for 1 week, like that's fine. If I'm the Vikings and I got to go over there for multiple weeks, I guess it's different. Like you wouldn't have an issue with it. Because it's not like you got other obligations. It's not like, I got to come back and go to work somewhere else. Like, it'll kind of suck if you got kids, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of guys who have families or who kind of, especially when you get to the NFL, you have so many guys who are like, they have a family, they have a routine they're used to at home. Even if you travel, you're back. I mean, you come back from a Sunday game.
The same day.
And then you're back. Well, Monday's the day off.
No, Tuesday's
the day off. That's right. Mondays you come in
and get
told how much you sucked.
And
they watch all the film.
You watch that tape, and if you got some bad plays, they gonna make sure they put the plays up. You put that hoodie on, tie it up real tight, and you sit back in the seat. You just take it. Just go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Yeah, that's God. Yeah. We have air checks in radio. Have you done one of those yet with Fish? Where you get air checked?
No.
First time I was in radio, it's the only thing I can compare to like in a film session. The guy that I worked for, Michael Buckingham, at Radio U, where I used to work, he sat me down. I had done a couple weeks of shifts, and my program director was a very nice lady named Laura, and she would be like, all right, maybe here you could have said this a little better, that a little bit. She's very nice. Michael sat down and stopped the tape 5 seconds in and said, why did you say that? You said and paused it. And I mean, it was 20 minutes of just stopping it and telling me that was wrong, that was wrong,
that's
that
how
was
tape
wrong.
is.
Exactly right. And then after that session, Laura, the program director, came back and said, why don't we take you to the prize closet? Would you like to get a CD out of the prize closet? It was like going to the dentist and they gave you like a root canal and then they give you a little sticker at the end and be like, here you go. You feel better? But that's how I learned how to try to do this business. I'm sure in football, you had to have those moments where they teach you.
It's because you know when it's coming up. You've watched the tape yourself. So like, you know when the play coming up. So it's like, here it go. And it is what it is. The thing is, like, you can't get defensive about it. It's on tape. Like
right there.
The only thing you could do is say why you did what you did. It was on Fox
yesterday. Now it's on this tape today. Everyone saw it.
One of the worst things that happened to me in the NFL was we were playing. I can't remember who we were playing, but I was on kickoff return, which, newsflash, every player hates kickoff return. Unless you're the returner, you hate kickoff return because you got to run back. The rules has changed now, but you had to run back, let this guy who's running 40 yards run straight into you. You got to try to block this dude. It was the hardest thing ever. But in this particular game, I was going up against a third-string defensive end. So, like,
okay,
yeah, this dude's 6'5", 260, and I got to try to block
him. He's not playing, and he's desperate to show someone he should be playing more on special teams, and that's how he does it, by hitting you.
So when you do this fly zone technique, the easiest thing is if they run straight into you. Like, that's the one, like, okay, that's easy because all you got to do is stand your ground, hold up. But if they start moving and hit you with the move, that's hard. I knew this guy was going to try to run straight through me because he's bigger than me. I had myself prepared. I said, this never has anybody just ran straight through me on kickoff return. I didn't went up against the best of them, and ain't nobody just ran straight through me. I always make contact and like it can hold my ground. Well, with this guy, we make the contact, and I got him, and then out of nowhere, I fall straight back, like, boom! He falls straight on top of you. And I was like, and I'm sitting there like, how did that just happen to me? So I'm watching the tape. We watching the tape the next day, and they just keep rewinding the play, and everybody see it. So everybody start laughing. Everybody laughing at me. And I realized the reason that I fell is because I got tripped by the dude who was next to me blocking his guy. His leg was out, and I tripped over it, and that's how I fell. But nobody wanted to talk about that. They just seen me just fall straight back, and everybody just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But I was mad. I was so upset by it. And the reason I was so upset, T-Bone, is because my now wife was at the game, and she seen it. She seen it.
It's the worst.
I was like, I was going to tell her, like, listen, my girl in the state, you ain't going to do me like that in front of my girl.
No, it's an awful feeling. It's bad enough when you see it in front of 60,000 people and the millions watching on TV, but when that one person you care about the most. When your
kids is in the stands, you can't do another grown man like that.
No, not at all. Big changes could be coming to the game. We'll tell you what they are next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Wednesday morning for folks just south of Bexley. We're picking up on a crash on I-70 eastbound, just beyond US 33. The right shoulder there blocked as crews work up to clean the area. A bit bumper to bumper, according to our traffic cams, so it's causing a bit of a delay, but nothing too bad for your morning commute. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu for your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient's satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, Private Selection Angus 90% lean ground sirloin is on sale. 1 pound packages are only $5.77 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball. Logan Allen struck out 6 across 6 scoreless innings to guide the Guardians to the 2-0 win over the Brewers last night. Cleveland will go for the 3-game sweep this afternoon at 1:10. In the Queen City, Ellie De La Cruz hit a solo shot in the bottom of the 9th to even the game at 1-1, but the White Sox responded by scoring 4 in the top of the 10th as they beat the Redlegs 4-1 in 10 innings. NBA playoffs, trailing by 19 midway through the second quarter. The Pacers outscored the Cavaliers by 28 the rest of the way as they won Game 5 in Cleveland last night, 114-105. Indiana wins the series 4-1 as they head to the Eastern Conference Finals for a second straight year. And in Oklahoma City, the Thunder beat the Nuggets last night 112-105 as OKC moves ahead in the series 3-2. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss with a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews. The choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
You can find the show here every day, 6 to 9 a.m. You've obviously found it. You're listening. You can find it on the podcast, too. Just search anywhere you get podcasts. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis. It's right there. And, of course, on Twitter, at Bone and Tyvis 971. That is where you can interact with us.
Before you go.
Yes.
Did you say that the Cavs will beat the Pacers in 4?
Oh, I was saying all year long, Cavs in 4, just like in December, I was just saying, great win, Cavs in 4. Like, hashtag Cavs in 4.
Downtown Dad says, so much for Cavs in 4.
Oh, no. I tweeted out last night, Cavs in 4, F-O-R-E. Enjoy the offseason. And I tweeted a picture of a guy swinging a club because it's like, yeah, they're going to the golf course now.
Galveston. That's where they should
Put
go.
in Bay.
Edgewater.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where else I don't know. The flats are fine. You can go to the flats, I guess.
I can't believe I'm still in disbelief that it was that bad.
It was terrible.
Like
I would
5 games. Like last year, all right, it was the Celtics. Like, okay, they went on to be the eventual champs. If the Pacers go on to win the whole thing, then the Cavs is essentially in the same boat as they were last year, and it wasn't just JB. But
no,
it's another story.
Yeah, this is. I'm of the belief that the Cavs just at some point, that group of guys they have when it comes to making big plays in big moments in a playoff series, that is a different thing than anything else you can get experience from the regular season. So they have guys who made huge plays throughout the season in big moments in the regular season.
They're not obsessed with winning.
Not the same way as the Pacers are.
I don't think that they are. They're not at the level. Donovan is at a different level than the other guys.
I agree.
To Donovan, he's obsessed with just winning. I will do whatever it takes to win this game. And I don't think everybody else on that roster is the same way.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
And they got some growing to do. Donovan's 28, going to be 29.
Oh, yeah.
The other guys like 25, 23. So they're not, they're not there
right?
yet.
Is that some of those guys take that next step by just learning from this, getting their teeth kicked in. But it doesn't feel good the day after you lose that series. It doesn't feel good after you see this team go down 3-1 and then they had a lead in the game that could have kept it alive and then blew that again because, yet again, they couldn't find a bucket when the Pacers made a run. Cavs just turtled, and it wasn't good. Saw this from David Briggs, who writes for the Toledo Blade. There's an article about how Toledo and Bowling Green are rivals. Now their rivalry game has a sponsor attached to it. And so he works in Toledo, so he was talking about that.
Okay.
But, of course, the Toledo Blade also talks a lot about Ohio sports and Ohio State specifically. And he brought up this little thing that the game between Ohio State and Michigan back in 2004, there was a $1.06 million deal on the table that would have changed the name of that game to the SBC Ohio State-Michigan Classic. And then I vaguely remember this. Yeah. Fans lost their minds.
I mean, I can understand
Everyone
why.
complained, and they shelved it and said, never mind, we're not doing that. Well, now, fast forward, every rivalry game, a lot of rivalry games are sponsored, right? The Texas-Oklahoma game is. That's got a sponsor. A lot of these games have that.
Yes.
The Notre Dame Southern California game is brought to you by DirecTV every year.
There you go. That's right.
They're not going
buddy.
to play that game anymore in about 3 years, but nevertheless.
That's right. But, hey, it's sponsored.
That's right. We can get some more money, baby.
The Rose Bowl is sponsored, right? The field is, the field itself has a sponsor on it, right? Ohio Stadium has Safe Flight on the field, or they did at least last year. I don't know if that's still in effect this year, but yeah, they have sponsors on almost everything now. Well, this was asked, will the game ever get a sponsor? He points out, this David Briggs, that Ohio State, while they made $254.9 million in the 2024 fiscal year, they spent $292 million. So a deficit of $37.8 million on the table. So they got to find a way to make that money wherever they can.
Yeah.
He reached out to Ross Bjork, and Ross Bjork said the following in an email, quote, I believe our Learfield and Ohio State sports properties still have this on their inventory list, but nothing has come together just yet. Maybe someday soon, ! A Michigan spokesman said, I'm sure both schools will be approached about this opportunity again, given the changing nature of college athletics. So
You asking me, will it happen?
Yeah.
HE double hockey sticks, yes, is going to happen. You know why?
Yeah.
Because back then, there wasn't this thing called revenue sharing and NIL. Nowadays, you need that money flowing because you got people you got to pay.
Oh, yeah.
And you better have the money to pay them or you're going to start losing out on those guys. So for Ohio State to stay where it's at, yes, they need as much money as possible rolling in. And, yep, they will definitely sell that sponsorship.
I'm in a weird place now where there's a part of me that says, traditionally, I don't feel great about there being a sponsor on that. But ultimately, that to me is a very different level of changing the game than, say, moving it off of the last Saturday in the fall. That would be a much bigger change that I would feel much worse about. This is, if there's a sponsor attached to it, now I'm kind of rooting for the sponsor to be fun.
Well, the sponsor, the sponsor can do whatever, but everybody's still gonna call it the game.
Oh yeah, of course, right.
The game presented by
Rod's Western
Sony.
Palace. Let's get Rod's.
That's what they're
ZZ Boots presents the game.
Yes, that's just gonna be something like
Wild
that.
Man's Leather and Lace. Let's do it. Dockside Dolls. No, that's not even around anymore. I'm just thinking of all the when I was a kid, I used to listen to a lot of rock radio.
Yeah.
When I got my car, in high school. A station called the Big Wazoo. That was all the ads were just
Wazoo.
It was the Big Wazoo. It's actually the guy who does the voice for Common Man and Timmy. When you hear their show now, the new deep voice guy, he used to be the voice guy for the Big Wazoo, and all their commercials were like that. But then, they were sponsored by just some very goofy outlets like Rod's Western Palace and ZZ Boots and
Lions Den
those
presents
guys,
the game.
They're not goofy at all. The Lions Den they sponsor stuff here. And they're great.
Downtown.
Love that.
Put that in the chat. Lions Den.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I would. You know what? Taco Bell sponsor the game and then give us free tacos if Ohio State wins. I'd be all about that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
That'd be
not
nice.
for you because are you a big taco guy?
I had tacos last night. Taco Tuesday.
Why were you judging me when I said I went to Taco Bell yesterday? I ate two meals yesterday. I had 2 meals yesterday. Both of them were from Taco Bell. I did that accidentally. I didn't do it on purpose.
I'm not a fan of going to the same place for breakfast and dinner.
They have different things. I'd go to McDonald's three times in a day.
But you can get their items at breakfast.
I know you can, but I didn't. I got the Crunch Wrap at breakfast, the breakfast Crunch Wrap, and then in the afternoon, I actually did something healthy-ish. I got Power Bowl thing.
What about today?
Oh, today it's going to be all chalupas all day long. It's Chalupa Wednesday for Bone.
Tacos is a once a week thing. You don't keep getting them.
How do you feel about? Are you still off of bread? How's the bread thing going? Are we no bread, ever?
Yeah, yesterday. Well, I had tacos. I had a soft.
It's tortilla.
So
yeah,
technically, yes, I did have bread.
So
it's hard giving because it's in everything. It's everything that you really want.
Are you actively trying to give up bread, or is it just in theory that would be good, and then in reality, oh look,
some days
here's a cookie.
Some days are better than others. Let's just say that.
All right. That's what they're saying about this show. Some days are better than others. Namely, the ones we weren't on the air versus the ones we are. That's the difference. All right. Who's the best quarterback in the Big Ten? Well, one dope seems to have an idea. We'll tell you if his list is good or bad next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Wednesday morning for folks just south of Bexley. We're picking up on a crash on I-70 eastbound, just beyond US 33. The right shoulder there blocked as crews work up to clean the area. A bit bumper to bumper, according to our traffic cams, so it's causing a bit of a delay, but nothing too bad for your morning commute. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu for your fan traffic.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around at golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
Earn $200 when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days with a new Visa from Kemba Financial Credit Union. Plus, pay 0% APR on balances transferred in the first 90 days for 15 months. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Offer ends June 30th, 2025. Equal opportunity lender.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Common Man has hosted shows with radio royalty, Spielman, Tor, T-Bone, just to name a few. So listen to his new show with Timmy Hall. If man can pull this one off, he's a miracle worker. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens. A few showers around early today and then some pop-up showers and storms this afternoon as we hit the 70s. Severe weather not expected. We'll be in the 80s tomorrow with dry weather during most of the day, save for some afternoon pop-ups, but strong storms could come through during the evening and overnight. Make sure you're staying weather aware. We'll have a 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day in place Thursday night. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I like the idea coming out of the YouTube chat. I just saw, I think it was Downtown Dad that proposed it, but it's a good one. Let's have at least once a week where Tyvis eats some kind of crappy food that's anti his health goals.
No shame. Just have no shame, huh?
You know what? And then you can give me like a kale shake or something, and I'll drink that while you're eating. Yeah.
You should go to, do they have like a Pulp in town? They got
Pulp?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Smoothie place.
A No, I don't. Well, maybe they do. I just don't know about it.
It's called a kale kapow.
Kale kapow?
Yeah.
Kale's one of my favorite foods.
It's actually pretty good.
It's a superfood, right?
No, it's a smoothie.
No, but I'm saying kale itself, the green is like very healthy for you. It has a lot of good things in it.
Kale kapow is actually pretty good.
Does it taste like kale, just liquefied?
No, see, that's the thing. It's not a bad taste. It's actually, you'll be all right. You can drink that and be like, oh, this is fine. Or or if you go to Jimmy John's, instead of getting a regular sandwich, you get an unwich where they wrap it in lettuce.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I one time many years ago while working on the show called Common Man and T-Bone made a commercial for kale. It was very dumb. It was, it
seems disingenuous.
No, we'll play it. Here you go. I'm not going to try to play everything from what I did for the last 12 years, but this came up. Kale, here you go. Kale commercial for you, Tyvis.
Hungry for some vegetables, but you're sick of lettuce and carrots? Why don't you eat some kale? You can boil it, you can steam it, you can shove it in your face. Kale! Kale is a hardcore vegetable that's got beta-carotene, calcium, and balls. Kale! It'll put hair on your chest and women in your bed. Kale! The next time you go to your local produce department, tell them you don't want broccoli, you want some kale!
This message paid for by the kale farmers of Virginia and West Virginia.
Kale! There you go, Tyvis. I'll go to that kale bar. Wherever they serve that kale, that's the one I'm going to. That's my brand.
Get you some kale chips, man.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty good.
I'll bring you in like a DQ Blizzard with just double stuff. Because you go in and you say, give me the extra stuff. Because they put a regular...
Is that a thing?
Yeah. When you go to Dairy Queen, you get a Blizzard. Let's say you get an Oreo Blizzard. You can say, oh, yeah, give me the extra stuff. It's like an extra $1 something. They'll just double the amount of toppings they put in there and chop up for you. So it's really thick. I'll bring you one of those. You bring me a pulp kale thing.
That's the thing. Why do you need that?
It's delicious.
Why do you need that?
What do you mean?
The regular Blizzard is fine. Why do you need the extra
Tyvis,
stuff?
What kind of do you drive a car that has, I don't know, air conditioning, heat in it? Does it have leather seats in it? Why do you need that? You just drive beat up hoopty. Just drive whatever you want. No, you get something nice because you enjoy it. That's a nice treat.
Do you ever count your calories?
Yeah. I do. I have.
Now currently.
You know what? I got, because of you, and I knew I'm going to be in here with you every day, I started doing it just to see where I'm at.
Wait, are you a lard by?
What was that word? A what?
Like you don't see, for example, this is the thing that I seriously do. You go to a drive-through, and when you go to these drive-throughs now, it has the calories.
Oh yeah.
Like if you get this is how many calories. You don't be looking at them like, man, that's a lot of calories.
I do, and then I go, yes, but what about the mental calories, right? No one ever talks about how this will make me feel. They just talk about the calories I put on my body.
It has me discouraged. I'd be like, that thing say 700 calories. Like I would just, get something else.
Yeah, I'm the calorie champion. I'm conquering calories every day. Hummus Hero says T-Bone is a high-calorie human. That's right.
I guess.
I'm an HCH.
I guess.
I'm not a CWB. I'm an HCH. All right. Let's see if there's any CWBs on this list. This is the best and worst quarterbacks in the Big Ten. According to Brad Crawford, I believe this is from 24/7 Sports. Now, he says this ranking, which just so you know, we're going to have these throughout the summer. There's going to be a new ranking about NFL quarterbacks, college quarterbacks. This is the Big Ten. Probably have this 3 or 4 times throughout the summer, so just bookmark it that we'll do this again. But here's what they're saying right now. Brad's list says, here's what we think after all the spring practices have been over, projecting what they think these guys will do at the end of 2025.
Okay.
So this list is not saying, as of right now, this is what this guy has proven. They're saying by the end of this year, this is how we think the quarterbacks will look in the Big Ten. It's a thought exercise. I'm going to skip over numbers 18 through 11, unless there's anyone in there you want to break down, Tyvis, because I know you cover all these guys with BTN.
Yeah, the only out of those lists, the only person in there worth mentioning is Aiden Childs from Michigan State. And although everybody knows how much I hate Michigan State, he actually is a pretty good player. He gets better every year, especially towards the end of the year. He's got that mobility with his legs, kind of not quite Lamar Jackson, but like he gives you those type of vibes. He's not as fast as Lamar, but he's got that elusive ability and make you miss ability like him. So as long as he continue to grow, I can see him being better than the 12th best quarterback in the Big Ten.
All right, that's fair. Jonathan Smith, what a dumb name. That guy has put a lot of faith in him up at Michigan State. We'll see if he pays off. But yeah, we're going to skip over the rest of these lists up and just do the top 10. Unless you want to really hear us talk about Drake Lindsey and Malachi Singleton, maybe they'll give us reason to in the season, but right now we're not. Number 10 on the list, DeMond Williams Jr. at Washington. Mm-hmm. Good player. Yeah. Solid player for them last year.
He came in a couple of times. They was running towards the end of the year. They started running a 2-quarterback system. He's more mobile. He's pretty good. He's got some accuracy stuff he's got to clean up, but he can run the ball with his legs. So that's what they liked about him.
Jaden Maiava, the guy at USC now. And I think part of this is the projection of, well, if you play for Lincoln Riley's offense, you're probably going to put up numbers. Well, will he be any good? Who knows?
Miller Moss he fell off of a cliff last year.
Yes,
so
he did.
Hopefully Jaden has a better season. I know that they've been doing well in recruiting but they lost their best weapon. What's his name? Zachariah Branch, I think his name.
Yes, I know that.
I think that's
definitely his.
He went to Georgia, so that was one of their best offensive weapons. Woody Marks went to the NFL to running back, so they got some replacements to make over there as far as offense goes. But it always starts with the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, what is his name again?
I think it's
the dude who left. Branch? Zacharias?
Is Zachariah or Zachary Branch?
Where's that?
Something like
you know what?
Zach
Branch, my guy. What a dude.
He transferred.
Deion Branch.
Yes, him and his brother went to Georgia.
I almost said Elton Branch, but that's Elton Brand. Different. We left the last name of Branch, went to Brand. They're next to each other, but
not
talking
about the Clippers player.
There you go. Bryce Underwood at Michigan, number 8.
I mean, he's supposed to be.
They paid a lot of money to get him.
Yeah, they did. He's supposed to have a big-time arm. When I watched him in the spring game, his best play was a trick play. So,
yeah, I don't think they were trying to show anything in that spring game. That doesn't mean he won't be good. It's just, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't see anything in that spring game, and I wonder if that was by design just to not put a lot of pressure on him.
I mean, we'll see.
Hey, I hope
he been talking cash money since he got there about the rivalry game, so we'll see.
Well, he plays for Michigan, so I hope he sucks. That's my analysis there. Number 7 on the list is Nico Iamaleava, the guy who, told Tennessee, I'd like more money, and they said, see ya. And he's now seeing his way over to UCLA. I
just don't know if UCLA got the weaponry like that.
Well, that's what I think is why he's on this. Because as of the guys that we're about to name, of the guys that are on this list, there are quite a few, including like Bryce Underwood, who've done absolutely nothing because they just haven't played a lot or at all in his case. Nico Iamaleava was in the college football playoffs. We saw how that went for him, but in that game against Ohio State, he did hang in there and take some ridiculous shots. He's a battle-tested guy.
Yeah.
May not mean that he's going to be good, but yeah, if you have no weapons, no offensive line for him, and that could be the problem there at UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA came on strong at the end of the year. They started to find some offense and start doing some really good things defensively. Obviously, Carson Schwarzenegger went second round to the Browns, so there you go.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with their wide receivers. I kept saying last year, they don't have any wide receivers. When I would do the tailgate show and I broke down UCLA, I was like, they don't have the guys right now. So
maybe they hit the transfer portal. We'll find out. Maybe they'll show us something this year. Dylan Raiola at 6 for Nebraska, who, if it was cosplaying Pat Mahomes, he's number 1. He does that better than anyone. He just mimics everything about that guy, except for, not fair to him. He's trying to compare himself, but probably don't want the Pat Mahomes comparisons. He's not there yet. He's okay. And the Big Ten, he's a serviceable, decent quarterback, but
he has the arm talent. I tell you what, they also need to get him some weapons as well, because for him to have, Nebraska started off really well, and it was because he was playing really good. But when you go back and you look at the numbers, it's not like he was throwing for 300, 400 yards. And in college, some of these big-time quarterbacks do that on a weekly basis. They come out, throw for 300 yards. It's easy. He was throwing for 160, but they were winning games. And I'm like, that's fine, but that's not enough. For a guy that's supposed to be a top quarterback, Like, he's 5-star guy, number 1 quarterback. Like, you would think his numbers would be a lot better than that. And it just never really was there. So he's got some growing to do in that area. And they got to do a good job of getting him guys that can create separation, that can, extend those little 3-yard routes and 5-yard routes and turn them into 15-yard gains.
So I haven't mentioned Ohio State quarterback on this list. We will do the top 5 next. Might tell you that there is an Ohio State quarterback. Which one did they put in here? We'll tell you next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Welcome to your Wednesday. We were noticing some slowdowns because of a crash just west of Dublin. That was happening on State Road 161 westbound. One lane was blocked as police worked to secure the scene. Crews then left not too long ago after cleanup efforts, but traffic was moving along just fine. Again, that was happening towards the west. We'll let you know if anything changes. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Tuning into your favorite team's game or actually going to the stadium is better when you feel at your best. If something's not quite right, reduce tension and pain and increase flexibility with expert-assisted stretching at Stretch Lab. Each session is customized to your body's needs with your unique goals in mind. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, get an additional $10 off with code FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
By the way, the fan poll up today, 971 The Fan on Twitter. You can vote there. Today's fan poll presented by Caster Connect. If you had a ballot, would you vote Pete Rose into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, yes or no? Right now, early voting, yes. Go figure, 84%. Yeah, I think that doesn't surprise me.
It's the right thing to do.
Major League Baseball, we're right or wrong, it's going to happen. He's going to be in. I don't doubt that.
I believe it's the right thing to do. If we're keeping it strictly on the diamond.
Well, it's fine.
That's what it's about.
Hey,
what he did on the diamond.
Yeah, that's he did. He's the hit king. Then he bet on baseball, and that's why we're here. But that's why he didn't get to see it. That's why that's not why he's dead. He is dead, and now they're going to let him in. I just feel bad that Shoeless Joe Jackson had to wait, or his family's like, well, we had to wait for Pete Rose to die before our guy gets in. Why? He died in like the 60s.
That's what I was about to say. It's been a long time.
They could have let him in back a long time ago. That would have changed a lot.
Better late than never, right?
I guess, yeah. Well, like all his descendants are, passed away. Like it's going to be great grandkids that are like in their 90s saying, thank God he's finally in. All right. Top 5 in this list that we have of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten. This is projecting what they'll be at the end of the year. Dylan Raiola, we left off at 6. Here's number 5. Fernando Mendoza for Indiana. They got to replace Curtis Rourke there.
Yes.
And they brought him in from Cal. That's right. And it was out on the West Coast. So he was a good completion percentage guy.
What I'll tell you is, obviously, Curtis Rourke, I think he went like 6th round maybe, so he has some work to do. But this guy, I've seen somebody's mock. I don't know if it was Dane Brugler. Somebody had him mocked in the 1st round of this of next year's draft. And I was like, what? But hey, if he can figure out a way to be successful as Curtis Rourke was at Indiana, I can see them liking him and him being a top 5 quarterback in this league. I mean, where would you say Curtis Rourke was last year?
I don't know.
Would you say he was a top 5 guy? I would say
at times, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, he's also one of those guys that has all those Ohio State game notwithstanding.
Yes,
like take that one out of the mix.
Yes.
He was one of those guys to me that had like all the intangibles you want as a quarterback. Where is he the biggest guy? No. Is he the best arm? No. But is he going to get up after he gets hit and go make a play on 3rd and 8?
And he
probably.
He had like a thumb injury or something. He missed like a game or something for like I think it was his thumb. And he ended up coming back early and played the season. He had the surgery and came back like a week or two later and like continued to play.
Yeah.
Indiana, if they'll have to pull a magic out of their hat, a rabbit out the hat again, and have some good transfers coming in and stuff like that. If they do that, sure.
Did you get to talk to Curt Cignetti last year?
I did not.
I was going to ask if you had any opinions of him. Maybe this year you get to actually sit down and interview him.
I was a fan. I like the he reminded me a lot of Urban. Like the way,
sure.
And it's funny because when I told Urban when I talked to Urban about him, he said the guy is out of his mind. And I said, yeah, he's like you.
Looked in the mirror?
It's just like you. So it's kind of funny to me that he reminded, like just the way he carried himself, the way he talked, the cockiness. It was a lot of like how Urban was.
Yeah. I see that totally. And I see why he rubs a lot of people the wrong way because also Urban did that too.
I get it too.
If he wasn't your guy, most people didn't like him, including Buckeye fans when he coached Florida. So there you go. Dante Moore at Oregon is the number 4 guy they have listed on this. He transferred up from UCLA, but he hasn't played since like 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But they think he's going to be, I guess, something. So
it's because he's at Oregon. Oregon, obviously, they do a really good job of recruiting. They throw money around, so they're always going to have a good talent around them. And Dan Lanning is a good coach, so he's going to have them coached up to play well. They're going to probably be somewhere in the mix for winning the Big Ten like they usually are, and that's just what you got to expect out of them.
Number 3 on the list, the Ohio State Buckeyes, Julian Sayin. They believe he's going to win the job, and they think he's going to be one of the top 3 quarterback in the Big Ten. I feel like if you win the Ohio State job, given the offense that's usually there, now you have to replace a lot this year, but there's still a lot there because Ryan Day, Brian Hartline, they do a great job of recruiting, especially on the offensive side of the football. Yeah, if the offensive line holds up, we know that the offense is probably going to put up some numbers. It's all going to come down for Julian Sayin when he gets the job, if that's the case, to whether or not he can make the big plays in the big moments. Because there's been lots of quarterbacks who have come through who have been very, very good, put up numbers, and then Ohio State fans go, yeah, but he was rough in this game or that game. Because it comes down to a few plays. It comes down to how you play in the Michigan game and how you play in, if you get to a Big Ten championship game or the playoffs, how you play in those games.
I think whoever wins it will be fine as the quarterback. Between him and Lincoln. Wow, this paper say Luke. That's
it says Luke.
So so disrespectful.
Oh, that's not good.
Between him and Lincoln, obviously with the weapons around him, they'll be fine. I think you're right about the big moments. I think that whoever wins the quarterback job for Buckeye fans, you have to remain patient because there's going to be a bunch of early mistakes because that's just what it is.
I mean, you're starting off with Texas.
It's
going to be revenge-minded, hungry, and all that. It's obviously you're at home, but
I always think about C.J. Stroud when he started against Minnesota. It was terrible. Everybody was like, yep, it's time to put the backup in. And CJ they kept sticking with CJ, and by the end of that season, he was a good player. Then the next season, he was a really good player. So with Julian or Lincoln, you got to realize these guys haven't had a lot of reps. So it's going to take a while for those guys to rev up. And when they finally get it, with the talent around them, they'll be fine. But I'd be shocked if they come out the gate and just is clicking on all cylinders.
Just to wrap this list up, Luke Altmaier at Illinois is listed as the second best quarterback in the Big Ten. Number 1, no surprise, Drew Aller at Penn State, because everyone thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, except when you watch him play and then you go, wow.
I got to see it. I get why they on this list, why you would put them there. I have to see it.
But this list is projecting what's going to happen at the end of the year. It's are they going to let him throw the ball?
Gotta see. They ain't got no choice. I got to see it. And then Luke Altmaier, he fell off. He just fell off last year. He was doing really well up until he played Penn State, and then things kind of went south for him. But he was very accurate, took care of the football really well. So I really did like him as a player, and I don't have a problem with him being 2.
Do you think that, going back to the OSU quarterbacks, do you think Ryan Day just kind of likes the idea of having, like, do you think Ryan Day takes his time because that's his method? That's how detailed he is? Because it's not the first time we've seen that, where we've had multiple quarterbacks. Even last year, where you brought in Will Howard from Kansas State, he played 1 billion games, and we're saying, well, we don't know yet. We all kind of knew who it was going to be, we thought, and it was Will Howard. it's not the first time Ryan Day's done that. Do you think he's just that thorough, or that he's not seeing enough from either of these guys?
I think it's that. I think that if you just listen to him talk, he would tell you that Lincoln had the better spring. Up until the spring game, Julian had the better spring game and even the competition. And if you listen to all the people that watch practice, they would tell you Lincoln looked better in spring than Julian did.
Sorry, who? You mean Luke?
Yeah, Luke, as far as this
Luke
paper goes. But I think when he says that it's going to take some time, he's got to figure out. I think he's being honest. Like, you got to see, it's about consistency. And he says, when I talked to him before the spring game, when we had our little meeting, he said he wants the person that's the most competitive quarterback, like a guy that's a competitor, because whoever that is going to bring out the competition in everybody else. They're going to make them fight and be in that foxhole and things like that. And when you think about Will Howard, that's exactly what he was. The famous clip was him on the sideline talking to Jack Sawyer,
punching him in the shoulder pads.
That's a fired up guy, or him putting cigarettes out against Kurt Signetti and stuff like that. You want that type of guy as the quarterback, and I don't know which one of those guys is going to be that. So, yeah, I take him by his word when he says this. He's still trying to figure it out. By
the way, switching gears, the Crew tonight, Columbus Crew on the road in Montreal to play Club de Foot Montreal. It's in Montreal. They speak French. So, like, the official team name is Club de Foot, which means, like, football club, essentially.
You did that well.
Whatever. Montreal, just so you know, they have played 12 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
They have one win in the 12 games, which was their most recent outing. So maybe that means they've started to turn things. I think they've already fired their manager, who was a guy who used to be with the Crew. Yeah, it's been bad. So
if they struggle with them, would you be concerned?
No, because that's just how MLS is sometimes.
Okay.
Like you go on the roads, maybe you get a fired team.
If they lose, would you be concerned?
Well, here's the thing. It's a midweek game.
Yes.
That means you had game this past weekend.
Okay.
And you have one coming up Saturday. What's the one coming up Saturday? Hell is Real versus FC Cincinnati. Who are the Crew tied with at the top of the Eastern Conference right now? That would be FC Cincinnati. They have the same number of points. So
it's a big game.
You have a game to look ahead to. And
you think they're going to overlook? They could.
What I'm saying
is it's a trap game is what they call it.
There's a little bit of a trap game thing going on here. So they have to go out tonight and not even think about FC Cincinnati and just focus on the job at hand.
The coach says it's got to be beautiful. Make it beautiful.
Wilfried Nancy.
Yes, make it beautiful.
He's French and poetic and a great manager. He knows how to get the job done.
If that's the case,
he used to manage at Montreal, actually. So there will be some significance for him to go back there and
maybe he gonna say, make it ugly tonight. Run it up tonight.
You know what happened when he was there? Why he's with the Crew in the first place?
They fired him.
It's even weirder than that. They were doing all right. They had made the playoffs, I think, the 1 year he was there. But during that season, the owner of the team in like August or September came down from the owner's box after the game and screamed at him in the locker room because he didn't like the lineup. And I guess from what they say, Wilfried Nancy basically said, I'm done. Like, I'll coach this year out. I will never coach for this guy again. That guy still owns that team. And so I guarantee you tonight is personal for Wilfried Nancy. And the players know that.
You're going to tell them, paint the town red.
Oh, or black and gold.
Or black and gold.
There you go. When we come back, we will talk to Bo Bishop, and we will get to the buzzer, our final story of the day. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. For the most part, the metro area is looking great for your Wednesday, but we are noticing a closed road down south. The State Route 104 is closed because of a crash that's happening near Commercial Point. So if you're traveling in the area, it might just be best to take 33 north to avoid some of those delays. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu for your fan traffic.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
When it's time to fire up the grill, Meijer is ready to help bring the char-grilled good life to your backyard with prime cuts of certified Angus beef, wholesome all-natural chicken breast, tenders, wings, and thighs, hand-selected to ensure quality and taste, lean ground beef prepared fresh daily, and even a wide selection of organic options, including chicken, beef, and sausage, all at sizzling low prices to help you bring home more of what you love in every trip. We're working hard to make the grilling life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18, and today Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Two men, one appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Hope your Wednesday's going well. I'm T-Bone, he's Tyvis, and now joining us is the guy who's going to take you through 9 to noon from Bishop and Friends. Bo Bishop, how you doing, buddy?
What's a Wednesday, Brother Bone?
It's
what is that?
That's a First Friday miracle I've heard on your show.
It's a miracle, boys. It's a Friday. Enjoy yourself. Suck down some of that grapefruit juice, Tyvis, and you'll be feeling like it's Friday all over again, pal.
Don't threaten me with some good Welch's now. You know how I feel about that. Bo, I should have took a picture and sent it to you yesterday. I played basketball last night. I know I was supposed to send it to your boys. This performance wasn't quite Kobe Bryant-esque like the last one was. It's been a couple of weeks. I finished well in the paint, but I could not buy a three-pointer to save my life. It was terrible.
Like Max Strus.
Yeah.
Last night.
A lot of Max Strus.
Yeah, that one
didn't work out well.
I presume that's going to get some run today on the show. You guys, we talked about it a lot earlier in the show about just where do you go if you're the Cavs from here?
So the thing I'm interested in, I'm going to lead the show with this, guys, is just what as a sports fan, what are you entitled to? What are you entitled to from your teams? And I think what I guess not to blow it all here, but I think kind of where I'm at is like you're entitled to an ownership group that tries their damnedest. And I think if because there are constraints, right? And I was thinking when you guys were talking about which sports franchise would you own if you were Phil Knight, like for me, the answer would be the Lakers. And that's more of a lifestyle choice than anything else. I'll go live in Southern California, leave my wife and kids tomorrow to go on the Lakers. Like I would do that in a second. They all know that. It's understood. But probably if you were Phil Knight and you could spend all the money you wanted, it would probably be the Dodgers because you'd want to win too, right? And so if you have that infinite money, then you can spend it. So when I think of the Cavs or the Blue Jackets or the Crew or the Browns or the Bengals or whatever pro sports team you root for, I think what you want is like your ownership to be as all in as possible and dedicated as possible to giving you a product that the fans deserve. And I think they do that with Cleveland. I think they're in a heck of a spot, though, with kind of that roster, but there's not a whole lot they can do from it. I also would take lessons from the Celtics and say, hey, sometimes it's okay to just stay the course. I mean, it was, 7 years in for Tatum to finally win it? So sometimes it's okay to just kind of stay the course, and maybe you're not entitled to a championship every time out. So I still think they got a great core. They won 64 games. They had a ton of injuries is a big part of it, and that's kind of the nuance of that conversation that is going to be blown over, as you guys know, up in Northeast Ohio for the next 24 hours.
No doubt.
Everybody said they soft. That's what everybody's saying.
Well,
and it's hard to argue that because
to beat the allegations
from a talent standpoint, they were the more talented team.
All right, so Hunter has a dislocated right thumb. Darius Garland has turf toe. Evan Mobley's playing on a bum ankle. Donovan Mitchell's playing on half an ankle. And that's 4 of their 5 best players. Yeah, so they might be a little soft, but like, are we just going to, like my wife's a Northeast Ohio girl, so she's like, why can't they just get out there and tough it out and play? And I'm like, well, sometimes you can't.
Well, you couldn't have Garland on the court at the end of that game. I mean, he could barely walk. I mean, that part I know. It's more about
the Hunter one is real too, Bone.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a dislocated right thumb. I mean, they're all real, and it's just like, to what end do you expect them to overcome that?
Bo, I hear what you're saying, but game 2 and last night game came down to one simple thing. Donovan's free throws. That's it. If he makes the free throws, we might be singing a different tune.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, he still went 15 of 21 last night. If you're looking for how you lost the game, I think Garland 4 of 16, Mitchell 8 of 25. So again, public school, but that's that's 12 of 41. Strus went 0 for 9. So that from your starting backcourt, that's 12 of 50 from the field. Eesh. And a combined 4 of 25 from 3 from your backcourt. That's probably not going to get it done, fellas.
I mean, the nice thing is we're spending some time actually talking about something other than the Browns involving like Cleveland, which is, I mean, just for a moment, let's all appreciate just that we are talking about something else in Cleveland sports than the Browns.
All eyes is on the Guardians now.
Shedeur looked good. I don't even know what sport the Guardians play. Shedeur looked good, man. Shedeur looked good in minicamp, man. He's fun.
Had a nice win over the Brew Crew yesterday. 5-0.
Are they still in the American League or National League?
I believe so.
Don't they all play each other now anyway?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what's happening.
Bo, who do you predict the Browns play week 1?
Yeah, just you know what, Bo, just blow your whole show right here. Let's do the entire thing in 5
3 hours in 5 minutes.
Good question.
Just Robin and I at noon, nothing to see here. Does that mean I'm off? Can I have a cocktail right now?
Yeah,
Can I start now?
That's
First
exactly
Friday,
right,
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be Jets. Could be Jets on the road, maybe. We'll see.
All right, there we go. That'll be fun. All right, Bo, we appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Enjoy the schedule release tonight. I'm sure you've planned your entire evening around it. So
I love a schedule release, boys.
There you go. Thank you, Bo. We appreciate it. Buzzer time. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
All right. I have been wanting to bring this up all day, but I figured I would wait till the buzzer because it does kind of have a buzzer-like feel to it. That is this story involving my Sunderland AFC. Yes.
Your owner.
Associated Football Club, Sunderland. They are in England. They're in the northern part of England, way up there, right on the the Tyne River.
Okay.
With they're up there with Newcastle.
Okay.
Way up if you know your geography in England. I only know it because I watch so much soccer. Upper right-hand corner of England, up by Scotland. They have goofy accents up there. It's very fun. Anyway, in this last few years, Sunderland has been stuck in the second division of English soccer. All right. So they only get 3 teams from the second division to go up to the Premier League every year. 3 teams get relegated from the Premier League back down. Sunderland at one point were down in the 3rd division, and they've made their way back up, but they keep getting stuck. So they're in the playoffs to get promoted. There's one team that gets promoted. First 2 teams are automatically in. Then there's a play-in for that last spot.
Okay.
4 teams are in it. Sunderland is one of those 4. Yesterday they played Coventry. They needed a goal in extra time. Whoever scored the goal was pretty much going to win and go on to the 1-game playoff to go to the Premier League. This is worth millions of dollars if you get promoted. This is the goal that Sunderland had from Dan Ballard. Just listen.
Could this be any more dramatic, any more tense? Plenty of movement inside that box. Ballard! An incredible noise that can almost be heard at Wembley. I mean, it's really awkward how on earth he makes that kind of a connection. He's almost doubled over in the air here, look. I mean, what a header that is. And he goes in off the underside of the bar. It's joy. It's joy for Sunderland.
Great.
It's joy.
I love the soccer announcers. British soccer announcers. They're great. Hope that it makes your day a little bit better. Go root for Sunderland next Saturday as they try to beat Sheffield United. Teams no one's ever heard of. But it's fine. We're going to win. We're going to go on to the Premier League, and I'm going to be really annoying about it.
I love this week.
Oh, no, Tyvis, you're in with me. We're Sunderland fans now. Bodie, are you in? Do you have a soccer team? Sunderland. That's your team.
I'm all in.
All right, great. We're all in on Sunderland. Perfect. Bishop and Friends is next. We'll see you tomorrow. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Wednesday. We are still noticing a closed road down south. State Route 104 is closed because of a crash. This happening just near Commercial Point. Taking 33 north to avoid some delays would be the best option. Other than that, your drive into the metro is looking fantastic for this Wednesday. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
Take advantage of the BMI FCU Auto Refinance Summer Savings Event. Earn a $400 cash bonus when you bring your auto loan to BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance for more details.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. Moving up payday so you could get your money faster. Up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bets are us when dreams don't in. Bets are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bets are us when dreams don't in. Bets are us.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen.
That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway.
And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.